जमापुर एक ऐसी जगह है जहाँ स्ट्रेस, टेंशन, लफड़े, झगड़े सारी वीडियो को जमा करते हैं। तो फुकट शॉट मत लो, सिर्फ देते रहो।
शॉट देते सर पे सीधा जमापुर, कराओ टिकट सारी बीटी भेजो जमापुर। कोटी पटेली देना तो भागो यहाँ से दूर, और 10 लेवल पार सीधा सामने से वार सगे ऑफ सारे कार। जमापुर बदले शॉट फुकट चीजों का भी जमापुर। मेरी सोच इन लोगों से पहुंचे ज्यादा दूर, इसको कल का बहुत पार आज में जी ले तू यार, कर ले यार या तो पार। क्यों करते ही 5 स्टैक सारी बीड़ी भूल जाते, नुस्ता मचाते भूल जाते, घर के लफड़े जो बता नहीं पाते, खर्चे रोजे बढ़ते जाते, जूते नए लेने हैं पर खुद का कुछ कमा नहीं पाते। मेरे पास सारे खास मेरे हाथ में नहीं क्लास, है माय ड्रीम्स नहीं ये नींद बस एक काम का बुखार। तुझे चेंज करना कल तो फिर घिस लाला आज, रो मत बीटी लेते टाइम ही ये जो देगा सब जवाब। मेहनत करते रे मत रुकना नहीं तू करना मत सवाल, फले मीठा पर ये सफर उससे बहुत ही लाजवाब। सारे रास्ते बदतब कर देगा वो कुछ ना कुछ कमाल, फोकट वास्ते देने वाले लोग तो बहुत ही ये जरूरी, ठोकर खाकर ही तू लेगा सबसे लंबी ये उछाल। बस कर दे लाला झर्रे तेरे बाल, स्ट्रेस को तू भाड़ में डाल, खुश रह मिल तेरे को खाने को डाल, रख अच्छे विचार, जाना है आखिर में कंधों पे चार। तो टेंशन काई को ले रहा सीधा भेज जिसको किधर कराओ टिकट सारे भेजो जमापुर। कोटी पटेली देना तो भागो यहाँ से दूर, और 10 लेवल पार सीधा सामने से वार सगे ऑफ सारे कार। जमापुर बदले शॉट फुकट चीजों का भी जमापुर। मेरी सोच इन लोगों से पहुंचे ज्यादा दूर, इसको कल का बहुत यार कर ले यार या तो पार। 8 साल का ग्राइंड तब करा शाइन, ट्रेन के खाए तब के फ्लाइट एवरी टाइम। टूटा हुआ पीसी पहले लो दे बहुत फ्रेम्स, डिफरेंट डे टुडे करा मैंने गेम, जितने का था मेरा पीसी अभी उतने। इट इज टाइम ब्रो, ये इसके पहले का मैच क्या हुआ, एनर्जी बाहर हो गई बनता है। कितना लेट आया, हाँ तो तुमको पता नहीं मैं कहा था भाई भाभी के घर पे इतना खाना खिलाए ना, इतना खाना खिलाए कि घर पे आते साथ मुझे टट्टी लग गई जोरदार, इतनी जोरदार टट्टी लगी है, जाते साथ इतना फिर करके बाहर आई भाई। इट इज टाइम फॉर XLG वर्सेस GE, लेट्स गो लेट्स गो लेट्स गो लेट्स गो। Yep. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. टट्टी कर ली, अरे बहुत ज्यादा कर ली बनता है, बहुत ज्यादा कर ली, मजा आ गया। तुमने तो अनडिफीटेड में डाला था एनआरजी को, हाँ बनता है एनआरजी पहली बार हो गई, माँ कसम पीकेम्स की यड़ बग गई है चैट, पीकेम्स की यड़ बग गई भाई। एक और चीज, अगर आप लोगों का जियो का सिम है ना भाई, आज जियो वालों का लैग हो रहा है, आज जियो वालों का लैग हो रहा है, मजाक भी नहीं। मेरा जियो का सिम है, मैं आज दूसरों की स्ट्रीम देख रहा हूं, मेरी लैग हो रही है, लेकिन मैं अपने जियो के सिम पे जैसे ही स्विच मार रहा हूं ना, मेरा स्ट्रीम स्मूथ चल रहा है। यो थैंक यू फॉर 50 किक, ये क्या होता है भाई 50 किक सुपर चैट। डांटे क्यूटी थैंक यू फॉर द 50 सुपर चैट ऑन किक, थैंक यू सो मच। किक पे भी हम लोग लाइव है। Alright, the match is about to underway, baby.
Và được ngồi tại ghế khán giả, nhưng tôi nghĩ rằng là cả câu lạc bộ eSports lẫn CLG Gaming đều
अरे कौन सा भाषा है ये? अरे हम लोग को भाषा बताओ, अपना भाषा किधर है? अरे अपना भाषा का किधर है? अरे वियतनाम का क्यों लगा रहा हूं मैं?
The opening day when GE first played
क्या मैप्स है?
was that this is a team that
What are the
relies
maps?
on
What are the
crazy
maps? What are the
composition
maps?
changes. We've seen it within their own region, and I'm curious how that anti-stratting works here. They played on one of the late games
साला
yesterday.
चालू नहीं
and I
हुआ
said
गेम की,
this
इधर प्रेडिक्शन चालू हो
intensity
गया,
of this event
सट्टेबाज
might
लोग।
mean that there are moments where this struggles.
Yeah, XLG on that
Oh,
Haven.
finally we're back. Thank you so much, Dante Bhai, for the
They're in
50
many
kicks.
advantageous positions into the post plants especially.
Yeah,
and
chat
did not
at QA
convert
there.
at all. So GE have seen that and thought we can do this.
Alright,
This is an
chat,
easy
it is
map
the
for us.
time again.
This is a
एक
huge
चीज बताओ,
day
रोग
for
वैंडल
both of these
या
teams.
कुरोनामी वैंडल? कुरोनामी
Right
सबसे
now,
संडास
there's
वैंडल है,
only
bro.
one playoff
The most
spot
overrated Vandal.
left, and you can
Thank you
feel
for
how much
150.
each of these teams wanted. XLG wanted to go the
150
distance
kicks,
to
bro.
prove that VCT China is nothing to
Thank you so much.
smirk at. We got Shanghai around the corner in champions for our
भाई
next event.
साहब, ये
And
क्या
of
होता है
course,
भाई kicks, लेकिन
this
super chat है ना, वही तो.
Indian org of global esports has never gone this far before, and if they make
Yeah,
it
it is
to playoffs,
time.
it's absolutely
Today or not,
incredible.
please do not
And
speak.
I'm
Gulgar, what's up?
they passed through today.
Yeah, I think
What's up, bro?
What's up, bro? Please shut your mouth.
No. तो आज पहले कुछ राउंड्स हम लोग भा करके चेक करेंगे कि
हाँ.
if it works. Cause
How's the deal? Yep.
yeah, that's the deal. All right, Heaven है पहला map.
they're running
Yo,
Pacifics, the double sentinel here. Very strange composition. Not
It's
seen
heaven,
very much
chat.
on this map. I think that there are holes here if XLG
Two
expects
sentinel
this to come
comp.
through, especially towards that A site. I want to see XLG taking the map from GE, making the space feel really passive, and then throwing in some fakes.
Two
GE
sentinels.
don't have a lot of information here. They're going to rely on big bunker
चुप
centers.
हो जा,
Yeah,
काली
for sure. I
जुबान,
think having
दो
that
राउंड
double
बोलियो.
central approach is gonna be
अरे
really interesting for them starting out. I believe that this is the first deadlock that we get to see in the event
Ashwat,
as well.
तुमको पता है इसके बाद
Kind of an
Lotus है?
underutilized sentinel these days,
Lota.
but can also be used in a kind of initiating way to be able to set up the rest
What
of the
इसके
square.
पास लोटस है?
Now to
हाँ,
take
उन
us
लोग
through
ने
the
पर्ल
final
बैन कर
switch.
दिया.
What? तो
हमने असेंट बैन किया, उनने पर्ल बैन किया.
बंटा लोटस में फिर जी पे ट्रिपल कॉम्प, एक्सएलजी पे ट्रिपल
एग्जैक्टली वही बोल रहा हूँ मैं. भाई ये देखो डबल सेंटी पाशा.
जी डबल सेंटी खेल रही है.
They're coming in looking hot.
Here
but
we
XLG
go,
looking to right the wrongs that have been done to their region. They've sent DRG home, and now, as they said, they look to carry forward their ideas. Do it for the boys they've sent back.
अबे यार,
home.
जा
We
ना.
start here from XLG on the attack side of Haven, and already wasting no
ये जा रहा क्यों
time.
नहीं है?
You heard it from Crystal in the interview. They love to fight, and this time the fights are going
All right.
XLG's way.
Nice.
Even with
2v2.
Pac-Man fighting that, he's so
2v1.
low to 2v1.
Oh, the man of the moment.
क्रिस्टल अकेला बचा.
So many clutches coming through yesterday. Almost an argument to just put him on Killjoy on every single map with what we've seen Crystal do on that specific agent, but this is going to be a tough one. On the other side, Happy Way has been unstoppable, but a little bit shaky for both of them in that fight. It will be a pistol round for XLG to start. And something you mentioned, like, having to carry on the sort of your I guess the weight of your brother after eliminating them. That was the case
तुम्हारा
for both
YouTube पे
teams. Both
2K हो रहा है
teams had to
stream?
go through a regional team to
तुम
get
किससे
there. So
करते
I'm
हो?
almost looking at this as
OBS?
don't waste it.
मेरा
You
2K
have to
क्यों नहीं हो रहा
send
फिर?
someone else home that
भाई
well,
भाई
we talk
शायद
about
मत
those
करो,
friendships
लैग
in
हो रहा है
GE as
क्योंकि.
well, the relation that they have.
नहीं
with
मेरा
themselves.
1080 तो सही चल रहा
And
है.
now you come in
हाँ,
with a
मत
different
करो, मत करो.
relation.
मेरा-
तो 2K lag हो रहा है.
These guys are scrim partners. They play each other a lot.
2K
so
lag हो रहा है. 1080 सही है. ठीक है
I
ठीक
want
है.
to see one of them maybe have a few extra
वो
ideas
तुमको
of
पता है
how
इसमें
to
मैं
beat
कल
the
बोल
other
रहा था
because
Happy
that's where they
पापा
will
है.
have practiced everything.
हैप्पी वे पापा है.
Previous
मतलब
teammates,
बच्चा है
or
उसका?
half of the players
Bro,
in this
22
game used to
साल
play
का है.
together in some form or
22 साल में
the
बच्चा है
other,
उसको.
going across
हाँ.
teams. So
That Ascension game, man.
कर लो clutch
a
भाई.
lot of the players.
Oh, look at the mid push by G.
somewhere that they're familiar
मेरी उम्र तो निकल गई.
with the bodies on the opposite side of the stage. XLG have the pistol.
Hacker!
Start from Happy Way. This little spam through the door and a very awkward
जाना, मर
fight
जा.
afterwards. Okay. But the weapons now on everybody else for XLG. We don't expect to see them lose all too much. Nice bait by Papman. Pretends to jump out of the window to draw in the fight. Good flash though. Uditon.
Raga Kumaru, Raga
Fight
Kumaru.
this together. Raga has to be
Raga
careful.
Kumaru.
Doesn't know there's a player quite as close
Nice!
as he is, and this is
Good
getting
shot.
costly already. Still,
Oh.
the numbers there for XLG.
कोई बात नहीं, कोई बात नहीं.
Don't wanna lose
1v3.
anybody else, and it's a guessing game as to where Crystal is at this stage of the game.
There'll be a rifle retrieved. The SMGs
लक्ष्य भाई थैंक यू फॉर
are
द
not
10
really
रुपए
the
गूगल
worry
पे.
at this
आज भी
point.
चुप रहना. आज भी जी जीतेगी.
And yeah, Crystal,
सही में क्या चैट?
if he can get one, it would be.
अभिजीत भाई ने 10 रुपए दिया है गूगल पे और लिखा है भाई तू मैं और क्रिस्टल क्या बाप खेलते हैं ना. True that.
But damage not so much, especially.
अगला बाय राउंड है, अगला बाय राउंड है रिचैर्ड. तुम लोग
Oh no, I don't like the
नुमान भाई.
but eventually
एक सेकंड
he
क्लच
will
भाई.
go
नुमान भाई की बंदी आई
2
आज.
to 0 for XLG, an important conversion.
आज फुट वाले ये
Now they'll
तुझे की
look
तो आई
to
थी.
build into
और
this
लोग जीत
map
गए.
because I have a feeling the reason that GE might have taken us here was after witnessing their display.
अभिजीत भाई ने 10 रुपए दिया है. Thank you so much again.
I'll be honest, was
आई है नुमान भाई की बंदी.
I thought they'd go into that
फर्स्ट हाफ
match
अगर जी
maybe
लीड
not
में नहीं
heavily
रही तो
favoured,
चुप
but
रहना.
at least like even competing on maps that they feel a little bit less confident on.
Well, yeah, I think we saw it in the rest of the series as well, where it was a much closer affair. But that first map,
नहीं
I'm
आई
starting to
मेरी
question
बंदी. अरे
everything I
नुमान
knew.
भाई चैट में.
XLG, in my mind, they were coming in as favorites. I think they made less mistakes in their opening games, but DRG trashed them. It was 13-4 when it comes to Haven. Already, 2 on the board. It's a strong start. XLG take down Uditon as well. This is not going that poorly till Autumn shows up to the site. A double kill, a triple kill, in fact, before he finally falls. And yet still, we're into a 2v2.
It was the run it back, one of those kills that was traded out, and especially considering some of the weaknesses in play. A plant for long. Eventually.
2v2 आ गया बाय राउंड में.
Leo's letting go a little bit too early, and now he's kind of stuck in a horrible position. They know exactly where he is, and Harvey just patient, now knowing where the last man is standing because of the ping. I'm not sure what
महंगा
went on
राउंड. रुको एक सेकंड ना,
from
मेरे
the
को कुछ
side of
देखने दो.
XLG maybe trying to bait someone in, but it didn't look like that. You don't normally stick it all the way to the very end and then let go if you're baiting.
No, it's certainly a strange strategy. I don't know what they were expecting to come their way and around.
ये
like, no
अच्छी
ults and
क्वालिटी
limited
दिख रही है.
utility on the other
बेशरम
side,
लोग.
but maybe just conscious of a quick re-aggression, some deadlock util, the net, the shocks. Who knows? Who knows? Or maybe they just stopped diffusing a little bit too early, or stopped planting a little bit too early. Either way, a 2-1 scoreline. Early half goes as it should, but now XLG come in. They put all their credits into this round. This is a full buy for the attack side with very little margin for error, but that can be said on both sides. If we are going to have a lights out start to this half, this will be the round that decides it.
Seen this flash an awful lot if you watch EMEA. The GX doing it every single round, but gets you that additional little bit of space. Normally we'd come into a game and be highlighting the duelist players, talking about the fiery side of this matchup. But I'll say that the players I want to highlight in this game are all currently playing Sentinel. It was Autumn who will flex later on, and Happy Way that, to be honest, to get them through Split, had to drop 35 kills.
For GE in both games, Crystal has been solid. He's had at least one map where he looks like the best player on the server, and it doesn't even look close. Keep your eyes on him as this game goes on. Patman with the early aggression down C-Long. He's been embedded for quite a while, and he's found himself the pick now. C-Long no longer in the hands of XLG. They look to fight deep.
अरे मैं मुंह बंद किया तो हार गए.
Marcus taking a double, but they don't.
बात करते रहूंगा. मैं बात करते रहूंगा. मैं बात करते रहूंगा.
GE looked like they were in trouble there, like they were backed against the wall, but they
Let
came
us
out
go.
swinging.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate. Like you see the fight forward from Braga, and
फुंटा है. मैं चुप बैठा. जैसे बात करने लगा जीत गए.
I guess Harvey just a little bit further behind on the rotation, but I almost wonder if they think he was baiting.
क्या बात है मेरा भाई टेंशन में आ गई ला. आइचा गावत इसका चश्मा टूटने वाला है
They
यार.
still had to hit all of the shots, and that's
स्मोक यहाँ पे
exactly
करने
what
वाले
he does.
हैं जी का ए शॉट की तरफ और ए लॉन्ग पुश करने की
Opponent's
कोशिश.
economy completely
ठीक है.
reset.
मैच वॉल्यूम इंक्रीज, मैच वॉल्यूम मैक्सिमम है दोस्तों, और क्वालिटी भी मैक्सिमम है. इससे ज्यादा नहीं हो सकती दोस्तों. यूट्यूब ने 2K क्वालिटी बैन कर दी है मेरे चैनल पे. थैंक यू सो मच. और ए पुश यहाँ पे नहीं कर रही जी. ये पुश नहीं कर रही. अभी के पास अल्टीमेट है. इकोनॉमिकल राउंड on XLG. All right. Batman ऊपर खड़ा हुआ है. 3 जन साइड पे.
You really have to get an idea of what GE are doing with their Sentinel utility when they have so much. But the problem is they have so much. They can just keep changing up those
एक बंदा लिख रहा है ब्लेजर किधर है हर्ष तेरा भेरी. चैट ब्लेजर पहन लूं. चैट बोली कि पहन लूंगा चलेगा.
And those sensors
निकाल देता हूं ये जर्सी.
no man every time he
नो
wants to
बर्चू.
dash in to take space.
हावी भाई. हावी भाई. हावी सब पे हावी.
Not necessarily been the highlight player individually, but he's had a
WW
great
Pasha,
start to
what a
this game.
shot, what a
And mainly
shot,
that's because
Javi.
they've had so many other highlight players individually.
I got the spike.
Pasha gamer.
through.
All right,
The awkward
Numan.
there, you even
Hey,
mentioned it.
Numan bhai.
He tried to go over the utility that was
scene?
blocking him, walks
Hey,
into
yo,
more
nice
utility. A nasty setup.
Chalice, Chalice, Chalice,
They
एक
saw,
spray में
okay,
3
they've got all this
खोपड़े.
utility. At least it's probably clear, and it wasn't. 3-2, a flawless round. And a huge start from GE because they have just built
एक
up a
spray
hell
में
of a lot
3
of credits
गायब.
after some much closer
बाप रे
rounds.
बाप
Fair play to Patman there
just
as well.
saying
I
इसकी
mean,
छोटी उंगली में
Lysol
लगा है
ripped his
पता
head off with that stinger,
किसके?
or at least his
बैटमैन की
helmet.
इंजरी है
but
Yo,
manages to find the correction
He's
just
solid.
in time. Walks out of there with 3
he's
kills. and
solid, chat.
although the round probably wouldn't get out of control even if he does lose that fight, it's an extra weapon carried forward and less chances for XLG to do damage. A 2-0 start for that attack side, but XLG now lose the lead. GE seem to have complete control. Credits come back online. Big
और
buy
यहाँ पे
coming in. One away from a
क्रिस्टल
running back. One away
क्रिस्टल के साइड पे
from
जा
a
रहे हैं
Hunter's
क्रिस्टल
Fury.
हावी के साइड पे क्या हावी यहाँ पे हावी होगा
No
वापस
shortage of opportunities in this
रागा
round.
मेरा भाई
But they're going to go very directly to
Team
the B
flash
side.
कर दिया
No
रागा ने।
utility waiting for them
क्या
there, but
बात
instead there
है?
are bodies.
Ulti!
Barricade of bodies. And
रागा!
nothing but picks. Raga is taken out of the ult, but he's right in the middle of the open.
आज बात
An easy
करूंगा।
conversion for Javi. And a
आज
2v5
बात करूंगा
this
आज
buy
रुकूंगा
round
नहीं पाशा
is
आज
going
रुकूंगा
nowhere.
नहीं
Yeah, I
ओह
like that
क्रिस्टल
now
आराम
they
से
put the
लाला
wall down as
आराम
well.
से
It's
He
like-
almost died to that spam.
As
क्या
if it
बात
wasn't
है?
problematic enough.
क्या बात है
The B site execution not working and
संभाल के खेलो संभाल के
starting
खेलो
to
कोई
see the
दिक्कत की
same
बात नहीं है
troubles
नो
again.
भाई
A composition,
no
you
rushing.
look at the Jet Phoenix and you go, okay, on the attack,
All
that
right.
should be deadly. It should be where you get the majority of your rounds right
Yep,
now.
Happy Way holding this. Happy Way,
They are
Happy Way
struggling
not
to-
holding that.
No, no,
And
yeah,
Javi is
killed.
speaking that. Javi.
Happy Way still alive though.
Javi.
That's why you always be careful picking up against
Javi
him.
picking that.
Incredible individual ability, but we're asking a lot here.
The ult used, it'll give them
2v4.
indication that they can plant on
दो
B.
यहाँ से दो वहाँ से.
Sure. But from here, Happy Way has to have a lot of confidence. Leo's 41 HP.
दो यहाँ से दो
I
वहाँ
mean,
से.
my guy is in trouble, but he has a Hunter's Fury. Happy Way needs
यहाँ
to
से
take
दो
down
वहाँ से
some players
वहाँ से और यहाँ से
and buy
Happy
time,
Way
but now the hat comes
सीलिंग
off
होल्ड
the
कर
head
रहा
on the
है
other
एलिंग
side.
होल्ड कर रहा है
Now
किधर देख रहा है ब्लाइंड हो गया अंधा हो गया अंधा हो गया अंधा हो गया
And it will finish that way as well. Batman with a double to put GE on double the rounds of
सारी kill
XLG.
Batman
Pistol
लेगा.
gave them a leg up,
Let's
but
freaking go
they fought in
brother
the face ever since.
we qualifying this
and
नहीं
I
नहीं
think
कुछ भी हो
it is
सकता है अभी
going
भी
to be-
क्वालिफाई नहीं भी हो सकते मतलब
A microscope put onto
भाई
some of the
यूनिटन
players.
फ्लैश किया आगे आगे भाग रहा है मैं मारूंगा मैं
It's a
मारूंगा
very
मैं
weird
मारूंगा
scenario because I think that Raga has been someone that you look regionally, he is fantastic.
Nice, nice,
Like,
nice,
he's someone
Pasha,
that
nice,
always
nice,
seems to
nice,
step up.
nice,
When it gets to the
nice.
international stage,
let's go
it's looked very
let's go
different to the point where
time out
I think
time out
a lot of the
Time
time,
out.
a lot of these like top 15, top
Time
20
out.
lists, he normally made it, and then nowadays probably not so much.
अभी भाई
And I think looking at the
अभी भाई
combos
नुमान भाई की
distribution,
बंदी आई है शायद
he is someone I need to see more of, especially in the Phoenix early attack, where they're going to be feeding him orbs. They're going to be
Mummy
filling him up
fighting!
with no man taking space. So I
Going
can
for
forgive him a
mother
little bit
India!
more because they dive in head first
तुम्हारी
into
इधर की
the
मदर।
utility. But if the follow-up is not
G
there,
fighting
this Phoenix is kind of wasted. You need to be getting kills to earn those
Sorry.
extra orbs to get another running back to get more kills. It all feeds into itself. And the rest of the utility that we've seen hasn't really done anything just yet.
It's definitely the right moment for a timeout.
good time out the
XLG,
score is
when it comes to
4-2
these buy
eco
rounds, like
round
we said,
on
they're not just
XLG
losing
all
the
right
rounds, they're losing
all
them
right
in a fairly dominant fashion. Even if you look at the timeline, diffuse in round 6, great. It was 4
बड़ा टेंशन में आ गया मेरा भाई ये देखो बिल्कुल मेरी तरह दिख रहा थोड़ा थोड़ा बनता है क्लर्च भाई वो जेल्सियस लग रहा है ना थोड़ा थोड़ा
Instead of just trying to crush them in
XLG
the
का
dust
क्या नाम है
early
उसका
on. And if
हगोया
हगोया
तुमने जान के हगोया बोला ना
हगोया नहीं बोला बे हवोविया ऐसा कुछ बोला
I can
अच्छी भाई।
definitely
नेमसिस्ट हो भाई तुम तो
The Voya wants to
Nemesis
have a
क्या
little
होता
chat with the
है?
team. They've already witnessed this get out of control versus their regional rivals in DRG, and I think we put GE on a slightly higher pedestal.
अरे ए बाबा ए
It's about to say,
क्लर्च भाई
you don't realize?
if he had stuck that would have been one of the craziest things I've ever
Nice.
seen in my life, but he didn't. Raga already with the trade though, and
अरे
actually
भाई
Hathaway's found
कुछ नहीं
another
कुछ नहीं
start
होगा
to get a
कुछ नहीं होगा
little
हारेंगे नहीं मैं बोलते रहूंगा बा, 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 बा।
Even still,
2v2
these weaker weapons have
2v2
put
लॉन्ग से
them
अपना एक
into
पाशा आ रहा है
again,
बैटमैन
and
द
it's
कोट
already
द बैटमैन
all
वाह क्रिस्टल बचा हुआ है
Go for the
क्रिस्टल
plant,
बचा
this
हुआ
is
है
a
बैटमैन के बारे में किसी को पता नहीं
proper
रागा हो जा
way
बाजू
Raga
में
can react to this.
ब्लाइंड हो चुका है हैप्पी वे
Happy Way's
कुछ नहीं कर पाएगा
in an awkward spot
कुछ नहीं
once
कर
again.
पाएगा
Blind
कुछ
with the
नहीं कर
try
पाएगा
to retreat, there was no hope.
Yeah, and that's the problem, right? The camera timing.
Fight to start, baby.
When it's activated, didn't catch Patman. He got a timing. And the fact
मुदस्सिर भाई ने $3 Australian दिए. Hashtag G losing. Hashtag XLG winning. W. Let's go XLG.
And RG food तुमने मिस करा भाई. मिस किया पता नहीं.
बंटाई कमबैक आ जाता ना उधर.
नहीं तीनों मैप क्लोज 11-13.
हाँ अरे मैं तीनों देखा मैं. उधर खाना खाते देख रहा हूँ.
That look really good. If they got the plant in there as well, Rarga has the ult and the rifle having been recovered. They can go take short, fight back into the site with ease, go deep into the spawn. There's so many options for them.
मुदस्सिर भाई, thank you for the $3 Australian. Keep up.
That is good though to see a little spark of life.
That guy deserves a time limit. Who guy?
All they have to do is bring that same energy into the full buys.
Yeah, I think my only worry is we have seen a bit of that already with like some of the earlier low buys that they can do damage. It's just do they now go back to
बाय राउंड है उन लोगों के पास 3 अल्टीमेट है. रागा भाई का अल्ट है. उड़ोतान उड़ी मार रहा है. एक मारा. कोई दिक्कत की बात नहीं है. कोई दिक्कत की बात नहीं है. बैटमैन इन प्लेइंग इन गैरेज. बैटमैन पीछे चले गया. फ्लैश खा के पीछे चले गया बैटमैन. This ult of Raga is going to be big, but they are not going garage fast.
Well, Rarga used his flashes up to get a little bit of control towards garage.
अभी ने कॉट किया एक को, लेकिन ये लोग अभी रीग्रुप ए पे कर रहे हैं. ये पे रीग्रुप किया तो एक नंबर नहीं. They won't go A because they know their Sova ult is big. No mind, they are going A. They are going A. Havi ult करके Phoenix के ult को मार सकता है. That will be crazy big.
As a result,
आदित्य भाई ने 10 रुपए दिया और लिखा है मुंह बंद मत कर पद्दू.
Do anything about it. You look towards this A side. Autumn is completely isolated. He's got 2 trips though, covering long, and a camera watching for the short walk up. If he gets one and gets out, his job is done. And there's an easy reveal. The second trip, not expected, but Happyway converts, and Lysor's there for another. Now XLG are heating up, and the A site plant is locked in.
They found the weaker site. Well, they know exactly where Crystal is as well. We get to see one of those crazy clutch moments for him so far. And with the amount of credits that they currently have, I wouldn't be mad to see him go for this.
No escape.
His previous team facing up against him, but with no spams being found. In fact, they're only found the other way. Lysor to close things out with a triple.
Nice try. मेरी गलती नहीं है. मैं मुतने गया तो हार गई. प्रतीक खोटा. प्रतीक खोटा को बोलो इधर ही रहे. पानी मत पिलाओ इसको कोई. मम्मी जी एक सेकंड.
For an op to get a pick and get out of there, regardless of who they're playing. On the Neon, even more so with that little prime time.
प्रतीक की मम्मी जी पानी मत पिलाओ इसको. टंकी बंद करो.
Every defender that was trying to flood back through. Very nice round from the attack side.
कोई दिक्कत की बात नहीं है. एक
And again, just showing us that
एक राउंड. It's okay.
get the work done. When it comes to those buy rounds, they don't use everything either. Coming through here with the Hunter's Fury.
उड़ोतान पुश कर रहा. वापस मिड पहले पुश किया, अभी सी पुश. मत यड़ बगा इतनी लाला.
Even going into the late round, not a
क्या ही शॉक डार्ट. हाय हाय.
Now, of course,
कहाँ से शॉक डार्ट? ए लॉन्ग से शॉक डार्ट किया. I mean A side से.
Immediately, so they are going to start doing that. Maybe just go for a more direct take.
अल्टे हावी पीछे जा. Good, अरे बादशाह, beautiful. हावी पीछे जाना. हावी.
Won't last very long. Crystal falls after one. XLG. This is something that was mentioned on the desk.
2 साल लगेगा उड़ोतान को इधर आने के लिए. ऑटम के सामने 3 सामने. ऑटम के सामने. ऑटम ना भाई. ऑटम ना लाइस ओवर पिक करने वाला है ऑटम को. उड़ोतान ही शॉट ऑफ. ए शॉट लाइस. अट खोल दी उड़ोतान ने. रागा दो मार दिया. बंदी बफ. अरे यार बंदी बफ.
At this point, the off being saved is probably the
bro,
best
nah, it's not
outcome,
working. Bandi buff, bro.
30 HP, a stray shot to take him down. Okay, Udaton makes it out. Op is saved, but XLG
Bandi buff,
closing this gap round by round.
Oh shit, bro, exactly, and he was not even backpedaling, bro. He was still there.
No man's definitely
that was diabolical.
Quieter series throughout the tournament so far. But, the fact that he's heating up. The dash into enemies and managing to get a double kill. Puts them one away from their opponents.
Bro got 2 for a reason. 3
They are going to be able to keep that
besharam
operator in hand and get a rebuy into the next
Khelraay,
round.
did you saw that shock dart towards C-Long to break that trip?
Because if the momentum starts to flip,
that was good.
More so if they just found the gap, that weaker side, because even with the sentinel in play and
full charge.
some clear knowledge that it would be a push into that A site.
Wow.
They definitely suffered.
That's
Instead,
crazy.
though, they're just
That's
gonna stack
crazy.
up inside of them.
हाँ किक पे स्ट्रीम हो रही है दोस्तों. Exclamation kick.
वो ऑफ लेके सीलों क्लियर करने
GE
गया था.
looking for a bit of control early with that operator. The
True.
smoke makes it a bit more
तो वो
annoying
पुश ही
for
करे
them.
जा रहा है ऑप के साथ देखना. अरे यार इसका ग्रीड एकदम सही क्यों नहीं आ रहा है
A
यार.
different approach.
ऑटम ना.
A side had been working.
Autumn,
GE
no,
came
bhai,
up with a
Raga
solution,
flash.
and now the other side
Okay.
of the map gets pressured. Let's listen in
C
with
push हो रहा
XLG
है.
on this push.
अकेला ऑटम ना साइड पे. नाइस शॉट. ओह शिट. ओह शिट ब्रो. ओह शिट. अबे ये हैप्पी भाई का हाथ चालू हो गया है. हावी के हाथ में गन नहीं. I guess it's time, chat. I guess it's time. I know what to do now.
They don't have a small. They don't have a small, guys.
I know what to do next round. I know what to do next round, chat. It's okay. It's okay.
Don't hold them. Don't hold them. Don't let them save help. You all have help. No, let me pick.
I know what to do now. I know what to do.
You want play.
Yo, 2v2.
लोग का इको क्या बिल्ड हुआ देखो.
Okay.
But I try नहीं कर रही 2v2.
Well, you might have a couple
अच्छा, अगला round eco आ जाएगा, yeah.
in the end, but that only confirms that they saved their rifles for XLG, showing that the side isn't the only
अमित
one
कुमार
they
भाई ने
know
10 रुपए दिया और लिखा है वैलो मोबाइल ट्राई करो लाइव पे. हाँ वीसीटी बाजू में रख देते. चलो चलो चालू करता हूँ.
sensing that it
क्या
wasn't
बोले?
being as well defended. No smokes
Nope.
called in the end. Playing post
Time out तो नहीं
plan.
लेना
This is
चाहिए.
looking like a much
Oh my
more
God, chat. I guess
well-rounded
the curse is
XLG
over.
attack side.
The bhaba curse is over, bro. The bhaba
Especially
curse is
the
over.
fact that they are just now getting more aggressive and challenging for some of those post-plant control.
भाई,
I think when you have a composition like
दोस्तों
this, if you sit
मैं अभी
passive,
आते
you just
टाइम है ना
don't
भाभी
really
जी के
have
घर से
the
हमारे
utility
मैं
on those
बाइक किया
duelists
सोच के
to
कि ट्रैफिक
buy
में से ऐसे
additional
ऐसे
time.
निकलेगी. मैंने
Just
बाइक किया
being
लिटरली.
disruptive. And
स्कूटी
I
और बाइक का
noticed
अलग अलग ऑप्शन था.
that
मैंने
a
बाइक
lot of
सिलेक्ट
what
की कि अच्छी
GE
बाइक
tried to do
आएगी.
on the defense were
बाइक वाला
either
सूट ही
those
लेके आया.
retakes, which in some of the earlier rounds
बैलगाड़ी
actually
माफिक
worked
चला
for
के
them.
लाया है.
They're making hero plays to try and save a teammate that's isolated. Like Patman especially, I think this has been a bit of a flaw at times in his game where he wants to try and win the round and sometimes ends up being the one to throw it away. But it was a gamble to try and make a play to help out his teammate on the site rather than almost lean into some of those retakes.
Yeah, we saw him run out of garages there. Another direct play from XLG. This time more numbers and utility waiting for them. Hunter's Fury still draws first blood. And Crystal's thinking about emerging from that smoke, but he'll never make it close. Rarga Spanman through. Great flash on backside and crumbling is the current state of the defensive side. The jump over is even going to be potentially hurt. And yes, Happyway did.
Nope, no, he
right?
didn't.
Okay. Oh, either way, he gets it right in the end. The op of Utatan. Again, should be denied the ability to save. XLG wanted to stop him last time, and a couple of picks later they gave up. But this time
what?
the net is already cast so
What's
wide.
Crystal
Happyway
doing
is sat
there?
on the A side. He's about to have a freebie. You have to think.
What was
Oh,
Crystal
clearing it though.
doing there, bro?
It's the shot. All right, fair enough. He's earned that op.
Yeah, he's been trying to be in the right place at the right time over the last couple
कुमार
of
भाई ने
rounds, but he's
34
never been in
रुपीस दिया है
position,
और लिखा है
unfortunately.
हग्गू इतने
Wrong
मैचेस
place, wrong
देखता है
time,
कुछ
once
सीख ले
more.
हगना कम कर.
Cleaning up
चिकन
on
हगोड़े
that XLG
आज का
side,
स्ट्रीम
and
जाके
I
देख.
have to say, I'm not sure what was said in the pause, be it to be that little bit more aggressive, be more direct, but Havoya has
शीप
definitely
ये अचानक से लीड पे आ
made a
गया.
difference,
चुप रहो,
because
मुंह बंद कर दो.
I think rounds
नहीं,
after
मैं
round
अभी
6,
एक
he
मुंह-
took
एक
the
round
pause,
मुंह बंद
round
किया,
7
कुछ नहीं
was
हुआ.
Eco, and then from then onwards they've won every single round.
नहीं. I guess आज
One more to
no
play
luck is
for
on, bro.
after a
I guess there's no
5-round
luck on.
streak from GE. Their lead
There's
is
no
being
luck.
taken over by XLG. And
Macros-
there's a chance
Macros
that they
बराबर
can
हो
be
रहे
at
हो.
the halftime fighting
Wait,
to be
तुम बहुत
even
आगे हो, तुम बहुत आगे हो.
Stevens. Moving to the next,
हाँ,
and
move
that's
on
a
करो,
little
रुको.
pixel angle for Crystal with huge value. Target down. And that's
short
one
Crystal
part
ले.
of their site push is dealt with, and the other part has an operator.
अरे माँ
Yeah.
नुमान है नुमान भाई. ओए शपथ.
Yeah, an immediate
ये क्या हो
response.
रहा
Jump
है?
over the top, but Autumn not able to find anything. Operator
Bro,
going to
ये
be swinging in.
क्या
It's
हो
not even
गया
needed.
अचानक?
They are winning every single battle on the XLG side, and Crystal's ult is available, but it's one that only really works with reduced numbers. He's going to try and throw it in just to clear the backside, but there was nobody there, leaving everybody with knowledge of where he is, and an easy closeout in the end for WS Leo. 7-5 from the position they were at. XLG have
फेस कैम
climbed
बंद
right
कर
back
दो.
into
जी
this game.
जीत जाएगी हर्ष भाई प्लीज.
This has been an excellent resurgence from XLG. Like you said,
मुदस्सिर भाई मेरे हिसाब से आप एक ही बार में $200 फेंक के मारो जी जीत जाएगी भाई.
Clean game, and individuals are starting to heat up and look confident.
Thank you for the
It definitely seems like
$3 Australian
GE could be
यार
in
मुदस्सिर bhai, love you.
It is a good day to be an XLG fan. At
Ego
least
aa gaya.
in half number 1, there is plenty more Valorant to come. But
Half time हो गया, pistol round आ गया.
you know, speaking
Come
about
on.
XLG
Harsh
having
bhai,
a
double
good all
team में
time.
अपना 7-5 गया.
True.
We're gonna go down to the stage where we've got a very
7-5?
special interview standing by. We've got someone called Laxi,
5-7 what?
XLG's mascot.
Laxi, you look stunning.
Oh,
Thank you very much, Heffa. Laxi is
Ye
here,
kaun hai?
our XLG mascot. She's here to tell us more about the new map that's going to be revealed on June 21st. What can you tell us?
Dante bhai, thank you for the 10 रुपए किक पे. I mean 10 जो भी है वो पता नहीं क्या है, but अच्छा लग रहा है जो भी है.
Do that on
कुछ
our
नया कर
map.
सकते हैं
Thank you.
That is insane. I'm more excited than ever. Can you tell us anything about what inspired this map, Laxi? Wow. Literally mark it in your calendars right now, June 21st. We've got an epic show match on the cards for the grand finals. Laxi, are you going to be playing in the match? Laxi's got a hair appointment, but it's fine because she'll be watching from the makeup chair. Thank you so much, Laxi. Thank you so much, XLG fans. Let's get back into the game.
Did you book it together, Tom?
Yeah, I actually also have the hair appointment that day.
Oh, okay. You're both going for the dye. Which team's colors are you going to get in?
Blue.
My favorite team. All right, 7-5. XLG, they've got the lead at the halftime. An impressive streak matching what GE put forward with 5 rounds of their own. Now the lead is theirs and a chance to take it to GE on their own map pick. Remember, Global Esports wanted to take Haven into the map pool, perhaps thinking that it was a weakness for XLG, who struggled against their regional rivals. But you know what? A lot has changed in a very short period of time. XLG looking like they came here to play. They're not far away from winning.
Yeah, unfortunately for GE, it does seem like they're a little bit cursed with their map choices. It happened yesterday. They were able to turn the series around, but for their sake, you got to hope that they've come in with a solid attack side. It's been a rough start to the game for Autumn, someone who was lights out in their series yesterday, but there's still a second half to be played, and the defensive side of this comp can be very difficult. Already, Raga caught. The same can be said for Noman, but he had support on the site. Lysor trying to hold the line, but running out of bullets, and well, I didn't have any friends to play with. 2 stand.
Well played.
And they turn this pistol.
Happyway has been
Well,
very
nice,
impressive
nice,
so far, but
nice.
it's quick to put him in his place.
6
leaving Leo 1 versus 4. That's definitely not in his favor. The deadlock wall certainly doesn't help out. I would say the trip behind, but they certainly already know where he is. That'll be a cleanup for
W
GE,
baby!
and a chance to
W
put things
baby!
level
W
at
baby!
7-7.
Lakshya, thank you for the 10 रुपए. Wear Indian G jersey. Jersey पहन के chat. नहीं रुको. Rishit, thank you for the 30 rupees, Pasha.
Playing against each other regularly, it almost seems like
Chat,
this
I
one's
don't
been
think so.
mapped
We
out,
need the Brahmaster
I
right
also
now.
Go in looking
We don't
at
need
GE
it.
on the
We don't
attack,
need
but
it.
you kind of
Relax,
expect
chat.
having that double
Relax.
senti to maybe help you out on the
We
defensive
don't need it.
side.
I believe.
But
I
also
believe.
do think that a lot
4-man stack
deadlock
होने.
compositions have potential on the attack.
Ayush,
At
thank you for
least
the
to
10
clear
रुपए on
angles,
Google Pe.
making that
ट्रैफिक
a
पे जो
little bit
भीख
awkward,
मांगते हुए
not leave
एक्टिंग
you with
करते हो,
safe
उनका
space to
कॉस्प्ले कर
stand
रहे हैं
in.
ऐसा लग रहा है. साले.
Definitely want to see
इतनी खराब चीज बोल रहा है तू. आयुष, freaking
a
idiot.
lot of pressure onto Yudotan.
लोड मत लो यार चैट. तुम लोग क्या लोड ले रहे हो यार?
It's going to have to be that hard.
लोड मत लो. तुम लोग बहुत लोड ले रहे हो.
At least in this one,
चिल करो.
slower pace.
गेम प्ले देखो अभी भाई लोग का अपने.
Of course, maybe even expecting there to be a stack, which there is.
Yeah, well played, well played.
I will say at the moment, Autumn is walking directly into it. Of course, he's normally your lurk player, so this is kind of what you want
Nice
from
shot.
him.
It's a good thing the wall was in the way
एक
there.
second.
It didn't look
उसको
like it was. But,
डिंक हेड शॉट पड़ा क्या बे?
Shot
shot.
in the head,
Oh
knock
boy,
down.
क्या? ठीक है, he still got one. He still got one. One is big. One is big.
Loses
Spike just plant on C, bro.
Is what it is. If anything, confirmation for the rest of the squad. that the seaside is the right way
Load
to go.
mat
The
lo
spike
yaar,
can make it there.
chat.
It's been sprinting ever since he went down. It's just now making
खाली
it
छोड़े ये
towards the
लोग.
site.
ये देखो
Deep
Pac-Man
position
अभी.
from Pac-Man. This is
Pac-Man
a big
बिना
risk,
एक मारे
but
मर
he should
सकता है.
fly under the radar. You never really expect someone to be
अगले round में.
around like this, and it means plenty of kills
अगले
coming
round में
up from
शायद.
Pac-Man.
Yeah, he also had nothing to
Not
lose.
in this,
I think
baby.
That's the best thing about it. They kill him, they get a ghost. He's at least delayed them a little bit, and he can give the information over.
सिद्धार्थ
He
थँक यू
even
फॉर
threw
100
down
रुपये
a
भाई
deepest
5
smoke
मिनिटासाठी
to
खाली आहे ना
Raga.
भेटायचं होतं
You
तुला
need
एक
to
फोटो
plug
काढून
into
जा
this site from here.
फक्त तर नाही तर
Instead,
फालू
he's
दाखायला जाऊ
able to
शेवड्या
follow
मॅच
them.
चालू आहे सिद्धार्थ लय मारी
7 level once again. And for GE, it's not.
Thank you for the
great
huge
in
100
bonus
rupees,
rounds, but
Siddharth.
Pac-Man getting that many additional kills means he can now invest into
No.
a Vandal. They will, of course, be
Thank you so
coming
much for the
up
huge
against
100.
5 rifles on the other
किक
side.
क्यों नहीं किया चल रहा है अभी किक पे भाई
You take a look at what GE have to
Exclamation
work with for
kick.
the next. I mean, the money is stacked very high.
ओए
after
ओए
a
ये
light
important
round
round
in
है
the previous.
come on make it no
Pac-Man.
he pre-fired
Play in
him
the previous round, but this one amounts to nothing. Great response from Leo.
pre-fired him bro
XLG have the man advantage to work with. Good stun, but there's a second layer
No,
to this
no,
defense.
no!
Raga was standing by, and that's completely caught Yuditan off guard. Raga with another, and the Molly buying more time, allowing them to break this
bonus
wall,
round
or
था
at least
bonus
have
round था
it
bonus round था
decently broken.
bonus round था पाशा bonus round था
Oh, this is a problem.
They've done so much damage.
कोई
though.
बात नहीं it's
Harvey
okay
is desperately low, but even still,
bonus,
the
good
bullet's not
bonus.
connecting.
Good
Not able
bonus.
to get the gun though.
हाँ गन लेके घर जाओ
Harvey is just trying to run for
और
the
टमना
hills.
भाई
I think realizing that, yeah, you know what, on
Good
4
bonus, good
HP,
bonus, good bonus,
planting
good
pretty
bonus.
much anywhere on that side.
100 rupees waste. तो क्या यार?
I think though,
मैच के
he's
बीच में
hoping
नीचे
that
जाऊं मैं
maybe they rotate away.
जेड भाई थैंक यू फॉर द 10 रुपए गूगल पे मेरा भाई जय बोल रहा है जी हारेगी तो
That's all
कुछ
he really
ब्यूटीफुल
has is the
वर्ड्स
element
बोल
of
दिए हर्ष
surprise.
भाई
And if they just wait and play this together on the XLG side,
30 seconds left.
there is no element of surprise because at
Jai
some
bhai ko
point
kya
he has
bolu?
the plan. And it even seems like they're beginning to make the
Oh,
rotation.
shit.
Maybe he was hoping for a little bit earlier. They are very close by.
Spike planted.
Yeah, the drone gets around in time, so they're not even worried about the
Oh,
gong.
shit.
They know
अबे यहाँ पे मैं-
exactly where he is, and now,
अरे
well,
यार,
like,
इतना
now it is
ऊपर drone
exactly
कैसे?
pinpoint with a reveal up top. They know he hasn't
Oh,
gone to
they
mid.
know
They
he
got
is
there
here.
in time to fill in that space. The dots connected. Javi is going to have a sensational performance, and he almost had it. A shot fired at each player. Luckily, they didn't land. XLG.
कोई बात नहीं कोई
are
बात नहीं कोई
back
बात
in
नहीं
the
that was an
lead.
eco round
Yeah,
I mean
not
that was a
bad
bonus
for
round that was a good bonus
round,
that was
but
a
I also think
very
it
good
wasn't really
bonus
the weapons that you expected to do the damage in the bonus
सुपर
round.
चैट आने से जीत रहे तू ही मेरा
One of
भाई
the
है
only
याजो
rifles
भाई
fighting alone, and then
एकदम सही बोला एकदम सही बोला
It was definitely a bit of a, I guess,
लाल सुपर
disjointed,
चैट
more
आते साथ
surprise
जी जीत
factor
जाएगी
start round out from GE, which you can kind of expect in those low buys, but now they come in with the full
nice bonus
investment.
nice bonus nice bonus
Raga will, however, have that run it back online. Definitely still yet to
All
see
right.
the level we know we can from Raga on this Phoenix.
okay buy round now chat buy round now
Them being in the lead, I don't think it matters so much.
With them being in the lead, even without seeing it, exactly. The chance for him to have his moment doesn't feel too far away. For G, it's going to have to be great usage of this double sentinel comp while on the attack. It can be hard at times, but was certainly a period where the double sentinels looked better on the attack side than on the defense across a lot of the regions. Whether they can make it work is a different story.
Cage triggered.
Autumn's going to be spotted outside of A. They have no notion that no man's in this spot. That cage is going to go down very soon, and he could have himself a freebie. He wasn't peeking.
He's just holding the control. Oh, okay. It was a reaction shot from Autumn. Like, you see the swing come out to maybe try and get an individual fight, and Autumn's managed to get the kill, and we even had our own third-person observer for that one, in the form of Harvey. Even still, though, they're walking into what is the Senti setup. The spike on that side and still spread across the map is the rest of GE. A chance to maybe try and respond over the top of this. Plant not coming in just yet, but immediate double kills up for the global esports side. Raga's ult not likely to do too much in this moment as he was blocked out by all of the utility, and then he's caught in the back by Crystal anyway, who closes it with 3. A flawless round for GE into their attack side buy. And guess what? We're level again.
That was a really nice play by Crystal. He decides to play much further behind the pack, deeper into Garage. And the response a lot of the time from that backside has been to put the paranoia through. Lysor fires the paranoia. I think it catches 2 or 3 players, but it doesn't catch Crystal. So once he goes to TP, the man in Garage has clear sight lines on him, takes him down. And that avoided what could have been a really nice fight back from Lysor up on that plat. Instead, 8-8. XLG challenged and forced down to pistols. This should be Global Esports taking themselves the lead.
Yeah. Wow, that's going to help. I was going to say they've always been pretty good in these rounds, but when you have that mid-trap and lose a player so early on A, there has to be that little itch scratching your brain that you need to rotate off of this mid-control. But now, though, they are sticking around, and there is potential for an isolated fight.
Cage trigger.
Looking at Patman as the one, because he does like, even in low buys, Patman I feel like he likes to make some audacious plays, but for now at least, oh no, they're running back.
Yeah, they've gone to the players on A. A space has been taken there, but the problem is the spike has to make it across. Already, 1 pickup for XLG. This early push, getting them in a really nice position. Crystal's made it out. Wall behind as well, just to contain. And a 4v3 from this spot doesn't look too bad for GE.
30 seconds
It got
left.
a bit scary, and Argo will heal up a little bit. Happy Ways managed to find one. Even damage here would be nice, but we're starting to see the step up of Autumn. Okay, Patman. Both of these players are in a bit of a shaky spot, but never mind. Autumn there to save the day. After a very slow start to the game as well, he's now level. And GE find themselves back in the lead again.
Yeah, that's 4-1 in this half for XLG. It was a solid start, as we said, with the 2-0 up on the pistol. But they took a while to get into that first half. 5-round streak from GE that they had to fight back through. Now, GE get another very successful early half. This time, the pistol added to the equation. And if this keeps on going, XLG are going to run out of time, out of runway very, very quickly. Calling for a timeout here. We're going to take a moment.
Well, you remember what happened in the last half. He took a timeout, they played 1 eco round, and then they won 5 rounds in a row. So
yeah, it's the eco. Yeah, you're right.
I would say Voya's pause so far in this series have been pretty good. Obviously, it is only the first of the lot. And for the second, he kind of needs to have the same amount of impact, but this time it's going into a buy round. You've got the operator that will be coming up for No Man as well. You're going to have the rifles on the remainder. My one worry is, even though there's a Hunter's Fury on both sides, I'm looking at that deadlock ult. I feel like on attack especially, you can, even if you don't hit anyone, you can clear a ridiculous amount of angles with that ultimate. And especially if you are running like a, I don't know, a solo Cypher setup, which we have seen in quite a lot of rounds, double duelist aggress somewhere, solo Cypher. If that Cypher gets caught, you're almost screwed off rip.
Let's see if XLG have figured this one out here on the defense. Flash in the pan, winning the 3rd round, but that's how you expect that early half to go. Anti-eco is all they've got under their belt. An immediate idea from Crystal to pop the ultimate, closing the distance towards this A site. Target selection here, it's going down below. That's a perfect hit. Rarger's gonna be caught. Let's listen into this chaos.
Guys. Can you plant? Get ready. Kill, get.
Omen TP somewhere.
Kill, can you plant?
Yeah.
Behind you, kill.
It's fine. Left for long, guys.
Guys, listen.
Long and short plan.
Guys, I have flash.
I can watch Heaven on camera, okay?
Yeah. I have ulti, guys.
I have Heaven on cam. I have CT also. I have the stun. Cannot come out yet. Probably gonna save.
Yeah, they save.
Yeah, go take on. They had money.
I will pick, don't pick. This is kind of exactly what I was talking about, isn't it? They get the opener with that ultimate, they get into the post plant. Now, I will say, this time they actually went into the heavier stack site, but because 2 players were isolated out and it was only 1 player in, there was no chance for breaking that ult. I also, there's one small detail that I really like from Crystal, and that is he did not buy a rifle this round. Because I see so many players running in with that deadlock ult, and they just get shot in the face. And so you've just thrown away credits. He goes, I know I'm going to do that. I know I'm going to run straight in. I'm just going to buy a Stinger. And then, if I get a guy, I can take his gun. It's given them a little economic boost. It's given them an opener. And well, they're going to try and take the guns away. And there is Crystal with that rifle, who's going to manage to take down No Man with the op.
It's funny saying the guy's in the middle of the board right now, Crystal, but his impact in every map is tangible, and then sometimes he just pops up with like a close to a 30 bomb. Like,
yeah.
This is such a valuable player to have. Thinking back to yesterday, it was the Pearl up against Full Sense, right, where he managed to flank like 4 players in one round. This guy has been a menace.
Lala, keep it up. Less than 3.
It's funny as well because for him, this game is personal. When he was on XLG, of course, in the tier 2, the import rule is 2. When you get to tier 1, it goes down to 1. And that meant they had to make a choice between him and Raga.
I must wait a moment.
They chose Raga. So now he has the chance to send them packing himself, send the players, send the org that didn't decide to keep him, and what a happy wait. Under serious pressure here, but he is going to survive.
One of the 2 rifles for XLG, but they pushed him off the site. He'll be ready for the retake, although sporting a few scars from that earlier battle. And here we go. Wall broken. Drone going in. Flank going to be attempted as well by No Man. Updraft used already to get over the trip. This is dangerous. Everybody from G is focused on the site. They have no idea that No Man's here. He updrafted just as they stepped out of range. But now there's a smoke down on long. He can't fight through that, and so the fight on backside is... It's completely easy for GE. Everything going their way until it's down to just No Man! And Crystal bails them out again. 40 HP in it. That flank had the potential to change the game, but they got just enough done before he arrived.
Give me the Crystal replay right now. Give me what he was doing in that moment. Oh, if I saw that across the stage, I'd be so mad. I do like the adaptation from GE. I think they started to realize that they were completely trapped. Thank you for that replay. My man is having a great time and climbing up that board. 11 to 8. This attack side has started to run away like the first half, but it hasn't stopped. That's the difference. And while being their map choice, expectation was that it would go in the direction of GE, but it didn't look that way. Okay, TP from Pac-Man caught. Raga's gonna immediately just send his ult through, caught by the stun.
Nice.
Made sure that didn't go any further.
Again, it feels like every round Crystal has that high impact. Lythor, what a shot! And he almost corrected as well.
Exactly where
GE find themselves a man down, facing into the operator. It's only going to get worse, and now Blade Storm's activated. No Man is not losing this round, not if he has anything to say about it. Leo, it's easy, as can be.
Spike down
37 health on Javi. Managed to avoid the spray from Leo, but the shot from No Man's a different story. 11 for GE, but now 9 for XLG. The gap is closing slowly.
Yeah, not too far behind, and a faster pace attempt in that round initially from GE. It felt like when that didn't go to plan, the backup plan was just to try and retreat back into the B site, and it looked like XLG from start to finish were well aware, especially after the run it back. Even if you get caught, you cleared out a lot of that space. The operator of No Man finally able to find a couple of targets as well. And again, we're going to see that pressure put towards C from them. They're going to know early that it isn't this side of the map. It's just how early do GE decide to go the other way? Or are they going to walk back into this operator?
Right here.
Thankfully, I don't think anyone's rounding that corner before the drone clears it. And the op shot fired gives the game away. 2 players spotted. XLG know, actually 3. They know that Sova was close as well, but they're not ready for Uniton to just walk in.
What?
I'm so perplexed. They had so much information. They saw him step forward when last they looked, and moments later, they're blindsided by a man that told them he was coming. Good stun too. Lysaur dodges it, and well,
there was no follow-up.
Not sure what the idea was there, but well, styling on him hasn't worked out. The flank has though.
Yeah, no, a great round from Uniton. I will say the fact that it seemed like he also knew 2 players were there and just went for it. There was no teammate anywhere even remotely close. That was just it. Like, look at the map. It's mental that he just went, all right, I'm just going to win this round for the team.
There was an op there. Like, that is I completely agree. A crazy repeat to go for.
That is literally a man who doesn't give a damn. Like, that is what I've just witnessed. And, well, you know, he's having a good laugh about it because he has just won them the round. That's got to be infuriating as well for XLG. You have the right setup to stop him, and you just get wrecked.
Oh, there's no table strong enough to survive the bash that it's getting after that one. For XLG. Oh, no, the barrel pointing through for Autumn. He's been sold down the river, and that's at least going to be the man advantage for XLG in a crucial round. Ult used by GE. They get space, they find the C site, but XLG are waiting as well. They still have a camera for when they go for the retake. What they won't have is Rarga.
Eventually. Happyway's not in a bad position, but it definitely seems like they know there could be a player here. Even still, though, Leo's done well. Trade back as well, putting it into a more advantageous position. A singular kill will get Harvey his ult, but they are being flanked again. Of course, all of that side utility is gone. Wow. Well, so is Yudotan as well. Harvey needs a clutch for the ages, but he's already managed to. He's being revealed and flanked, but the fight in front's a little bit ahead. Also gets the loss, but finally No Man strikes from the back. That 1v4 shouldn't have even been close. Well, you know, he makes it look pretty good.
This time the flank from No Man works out. Thankfully, he didn't have 2 targets to deal with. 12 to 10 and 2 chances. Again, though, with how this started for XLG, I love the setup they went for. Happyway's so smart to just tuck in. Here's some utility being placed, but doesn't jump the gun, waits for his teammate to take a fight, and then he's there to catch the player who's trying to trade onto his buddy. Very nicely done.
I love the change in emotions immediately. It was very close. It was very close from Harvey, but they are, again, it is only down to 2 rounds. This half especially has felt very good.
Outlaw. Look at the outlaw buy from Yudotan. It's nasty. He's just been wall banged through that wall on long down to 55, but he's going to be able to one-shot hit anybody except for Lysor.
And Happyway has no shields. So I guess clearly the credits on the other side of it have really been brought low just by the amount of damage that was done by Harvey in the last round. Even still, though, G set up with multiple ultimates, but they're just waiting. Especially with this double duelist, you expect aggression. You expect someone eventually to have to go looking for information. Come on, there it was. But they didn't quite manage to catch the kill.
It's only a matter of time before someone faces Yudotan. The spike making it back to the C side. Here comes the peak off the back of the Hunter's Fury. They're trying to force players out of position, and they've done that. But Crystal was the one to fall. A nice shot by No Man, and that's immediately got G to cancel this push and look elsewhere. But meeting up with Autumn might not be the play. Well, that's an awkward reveal. They're not fully pushed up short. That's good information from Leo to have, I suppose.
20 seconds left. Time ticking down. Rarga in position, but he's lost his teammate. Now he's the only one remaining on this site, but he gets support from above. Shutting it down, at least for now. 10 seconds for the remaining players of G to get in, and they find both kills. No Man, he maybe just needs to survive. In fact, he does. He doesn't get away. Pat catches him. G will close their map choice just about and go in with a lead for the second.
Oh my god, how did we win that? How did we win that? Holy shit!
XLG came through. They started
Oh my god!
after a bit of a slow start, but now only embers remain of what could have been a strong opening.
Shit!
Over to map 2. Lotus after the break.
Oh shit!
अब बताओ तुम शांति हो जीतने लगे
यार मैं पूरा मुंह बंद रखा था यार क्लच भाई
बस बस प्लीज भाई हाथ जोड़ता हूँ भाई जो बोलोगे वो करूंगा एक मैप प्लीज
क्या बोले आपने
जो बोलोगे वो करूंगा
पक्की बात ठीक है but bro ये last round how did we win that
अबे भाई अभी लोटस है पर XLG बहुत स्ट्रांग है लोटस पे बट हम भी वही खेलते जो वो खेलते हैं समझ रहे हो
yep
zero duelist gameplay
thank you so much Jeep thanks bhai for the 2 euros मेरे भाई thank you for the 180 मिथनी Thank you so much, Devik, for the 100. Love you, my radiant goat. Thank you so much, Devik, मेरा भाई. ING Soul. Thank you so much for the 180. Next match भी same हर्ष भाई, बिल्कुल शांत रहना. It is really tough to not let your inner voice speak. I even control my inner voice for you guys. Devik, thank you so much for the huge 200, मेरे भाई. Love you, yaar, Devik bhai. Thank you so much for the huge 100. Told you G winning. By the way, love you, goat. Hope this helps you. Silent watcher since you started. Definitely helps, मेरे भाई. Thank you so much, Devik, for all the donations. Thank you for the huge 200. Siddhant, thank you for the 100 rupees. भाई आज जी जिंकणार, no worry. आणि तुला फालुदा नको, डायरेक्ट डाएट कोक आणतो. ते नको असेल तर दुसरं काहीतरी आणतो. सिद्धांत, मस्करी नाही करते मी. मस्करी नाही करते. ये असली भाषा. ये क्या? पंच, डायरेक्ट मुंह पे पंच. मुंह पे. चिमटैक्स, थैंक यू फॉर द 5 यूरोस मेरे भाई. भाई आप लंदन आ जाओ, साथ में मैच देखने जाते हैं. तुम जा रहे हो मैच देखने चिमटैक्स भाई? थैंक यू फॉर द 5 यूरोस मेरे भाई. मुदस्सिर, थैंक यू फॉर द 3 ऑस्ट्रेलियन डॉलर्स. जी विनिंग माय गोड्स हावी सुई.
पानी चक कर रहे हैं, देख लो.
Thank you so much. The 5 euros, Jim Tyson, for the 200. Oh, किक वाले जिंदा है? ओ किक वाले क्या इमोजीज डालते जा रहे हो सिर्फ? क्या बेशरम लोग. सिर्फ ये वाला इमोजी डालते रहते हैं भाई. ये वाला इमोजी डालते रहते हैं बेशरम जैसे. हाँ? ये देखो देखो चैट, ये देखो. करो करो सब लोग करो, सब लोग करो. गिफ्टेड, वी गॉट 1 गिफ्टेड. Virendra Pasha, thank you so much for 1 gifted. Thank you so much, Virendra bhai. Thank you. भाई पाउंड है. अच्छा ये एक सेकंड चैट, ये पाउंड से क्या? थैंक यू सो मच फॉर द 2 pounds मेरे भाई. लंदन में ही रहते हो तुम? क्या बात है यार. तुम मैच देखने जाओ यार, मैच देखने जाओ पाशा. थैंक यू सो मच मेरे भाई. Yo, is that Brian भाई? Thank you so much for the 500. Thank you Brian भाई for the 500 on Google Pay. Love you पाशा. लक्ष्य भाई क्या बोल रहे हो?
एक नंबर के ये हो जो क्या बोलते हैं, G2 वालों ने NRG को बोला डिसअपॉइंटेड फादर्स एंड देयर सन. कौन सा सन बोला वो आप खुद ही देखो.
What are you saying?
Check G2 Valorant tweet.
I ain't got time for all that bullshit. यो ब्रायन भाई ने 1000 रुपए दिया है गूगल पे पे.
तो फिर बोलोगे ये क्या बोल.
W ब्रायन भाई in the chat. Thank you so much Brian भाई for the huge 1K on Google Pay. Pasha. Bings भाई रेट, is that real? क्या बिंग्स भाई ये चले गए क्या? बिंग्स भाई स्ट्रीम बंद कर दिए. अच्छा उनकी स्ट्रीम बंद हुई इसलिए रेड. अच्छा बेशरम. बिंग्स भाई कहाँ गए? बिंग्स भाई निकल गए लंदन के लिए. एक ही मैच देख पाए वो, बस जी का 2030 निकलना है. ब्रो डब्ल्यूज बिंग्स भाई, ऑल द बेस्ट. जी फाइटिंग अब तक जी. लेट्स होप बिंग्स भाई को जी देखने मिले उधर लंदन में, ठीक है ना? बाकी कुछ नहीं, बस. जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम. Jiol Simon, thank you for the 5 gifted punch. Thank you so much, Jiol Simon. Thank you so much. शाह नितिन कुमार भाई ने 11 रुपए दिया और लिखा है बिंग्स की लंदन की फ्लाइट है. ची फाइटिंग बिंग्स भाई. ची फाइटिंग बिंग्स भाई. लेट्स गो, लेट्स गो. करो, ये करो तुम. किक पे ये करो. Thank you, Shah Bhai, for the 11 rupees. Mehul, thank you for the 26-month support. Amon, thank you for the 33 months.
Donated 11 rupees.
Prince Biryani, thank you for the 37 rupees on Super Chat.
तुम बात पे आवाज कम ज्यादा करके आते हो.
एक सेकंड रुक जा, गेन बढ़ाया.
नहीं अभी बराबर है. अभी मत करो, अभी मत करो.
मत करो, मत करो,
मत करो, मत करो, मत करो. बराबर है.
मैंने तो कर दिया कम. ओए सुनो ना, स्क्रीन शेयर करो ना.
हाँ,
करो जरा.
Thank you, Kishore, for the 84 rupees. नहीं. Thank you, Kishore, for the 84 rupees on Google Pay.
Kishore Kumar Bamani donated 84 rupees.
10.
Received on Google Pay.
Harshbhai, I imagine you like this only. By the way.
What the hell am I doing?
Like a horror character.
हर्ष भाई, Why you so freaky?
बंटा है कोई.
ऐसा क्यों हुआ भाई? ऐसा रिएक्शन किस चीज पे आया?
कोई भाई हॉस्पिटल फ्लिक मारा होगा. You know, you never know, bro. Like, मतलब ऐसा.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only possible thing. What?
देखो.
क्लर्च भाई भी है पीछे.
देखो मैं तुम्हारा वो खोल रहा हूँ.
क्लच भाई तुम मेरे सर में वो क्यों घुसा रहे हो यार? Nah, this Clutch Gaming, bro.
भाई ये तो प्रिंट कराना चाहिए तुम्हें.
Bro, this is beautiful, भाई.
We met at Ho Chi Minh. How are you, Harsh? Brim can cut. We met at Ho Chi Minh. Wait, I need to see who you are.
Brim can cut है.
Wait.
स्ट्रीमर है वो.
Yo, what's up, G? What's up? I'm doing good. Brim can cut. Is this how you say it? Clutch भाई ऐसे ही नाम लेते हैं उनका?
ऐसे ही कुछ तो लेते हैं भाई.
Yo, what's up, bro?
एक बार मेरे मैच में आया था, रेड हो गई थी मेरी चैट में.
है?
तो क्या?
That was good. 50 सुपर चैट दिलवाए मैंने. मेरा शेयर पीटीएम कर देना. अरे डन है याजो. लव यू पाशा. ये बंदा बोला क्लच भाई सुपर चैट करते रहो तब जीतेंगे. जीत गए सही में.
हाँ क्या? शिट, उसने बनाया है.
यो.
वाओ यार. रिस्पेक्ट ब्रदर.
यो. ओए. रिवर करैम्बिट. That's actually good. I meet you when we tech check. I come by to say hi when you guys were setting up. Oh, okay. I goldfish memory, bro. I'm so sorry. But thank you so much for joining in the stream, mere bhai. Thank you so much for joining in the stream, my guy. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much.
My memory gold.
अरे सही में यार मेरी मेमोरी थोड़ी लेफ्ट राइट. आई एम सो सॉरी ब्रो.
मैं चाइनीज बताता हूँ अपनी को.
तुम्हें चाइनीज आती है?
मुझे भी आती है.
बताओ.
मैंने सीखा, रुको बताता हूँ.
बोलो. हाँ उतना तो मेरे को भी आता है.
बस तो मेरे को भी उतना ही आता है.
वाओ.
तुमने बोला चाइनीज आता है कि नहीं?
यो गणपति बप्पा अंदर रखे. मेरे भाई वो पिघल जाएगा.
ऐसे थोड़ी पिघलता है.
अरे लेकिन अंदर कितनी गर्मी होती है यार.
गाड़ी रखा है तो वो नहीं पिघल रहा.
अरे भाई सुनो.
अरे वो कलर वलर पिघलता होगा. हाँ बोलो.
नी हाओ जोंगो वू आनी.
इसका मतलब?
हाय, हाउ आर यू?
हेलो चाइना, आई लव यू.
ओह नाइस. डुओलिंगो लिए हो क्या?
चालू हो गया.
चलो. नहीं
maybe it's going to be a very paper-X heavy.
Let's go, let's get it! Let's get it!
I mean, I'm intrigued to see those anti-strats.
Alright, what is the comp?
Talking about how great they are in doing that, but I think
Shy
also
with
being on the jet is a key component.
Sentinel,
Spoke to him
bro.
yesterday about
They're sticking with the 3
transitioning from that
Sentinel,
second
bro.
mindset into something like an entry. We saw it on the Phoenix yesterday. We're seeing it on the jet today.
I'm not sure how GE are going to go around the map and breaking all this utility. Their
Apna
competition
comp
is
क्या
all in. So maybe the strategy is just ignore the walls, dive over them, and get in the face of XLG.
Well, it seems to be working really
so
far,
perfect.
especially on Haven. We saw rounds like that getting in
Ji
their
change the
face
comp.
and catching them
Bro,
off
bro,
guard.
मैं एक
even
बारी
though
वापस देखना चाहता हूँ
They do
comp.
know each other so well. Well, Global Esports is one map
If you guys
away
don't know,
to qualify.
G और XLG दोनों है ना बहुत ज्यादा एक साथ ये करती है, स्क्रिम करती है. Bro, how we on Sky?
XLG certainly putting on a better face when it comes to Haven.
Autumn
and now
on
they
Jet!
come to a map where we've seen them challenge NRG not too long ago. They didn't
Bro,
win it.
Autumn on Jet!
Very close affair. I think my hopes are definitely high if we can get a third map out of this one.
Yeah, definitely expect it. GE are trying to choose a Paper X comp to beat a comp that they were running.
Oh, ये Paper X का comp है.
In life, trying to copy Paper X is a gamble and a half.
And they're pushing up CD. That's a good call. Good call. Beautiful call.
Well, Happy Way has just met almost the entirety of the opposing
Pura deep
team.
CD ले लो, one time. Pura deep CD, yeah.
By the way, all the way back towards the spawn, and they are still looking to fight.
Oh, but he's aware, bro.
Lysor is waiting.
Good control though. Good control. Flank पे दो आ रहे हैं.
He's seen the aggression. That's where GE decide to go back.
Well, GE are now looking to fight.
Yeah, now they're going waterfall.
That net could be huge. They've got so many. XLG should walk out of here with a lot of kills. In fact, they very much do. A 1-0 start for the defensive side. And again, this is where they were putting on a very good show up against NRG on the defense. So starting out with a pistol, definitely a good sign.
Yeah, for sure. Like you go back to even before playing against NRG and regionally, once they started playing this comp, I think it was 3 different appearances. They lost 9 rounds total. So I think it was a 13-2, a 13-0, a 13-7. So this is a composition that teams in China at least will have been trying to beat and failing. And sure, GE obviously will have come in and they know their scrim partner, they know the comp, they know what's coming.
Against NRG भी ये लोग defense बहुत अच्छा खेले थे.
Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to have
5-11 types कुछ गया था मैच और वहाँ से NRG ने comeback कर दिया था. Attack में.
अभी round आएगा इन पे.
We're ready though.
50 निकालेंगे.
5 spec to buy. It means that I'd say at least on the A side there's some vulnerabilities in this weapons range, but on the rest of the map on B and C you can play a lot of close angles, and of course in this round they're not up against much.
Well, yeah, those Spectres are going to shred anybody that they come up against. As long as they can get those first shots off. Nice paranoia. There's not going to be much a chance for Yuditon to even make it out alive. That said, he survives a little longer, gets traded out on. Not bad damage if they can get a few more. That looks questionable. Okay, Javi's done well. Oh, Javi's done very well. He was caught there by the net, and Crystal now has a chance. Still just a classic to work with, and no man will get him in the end. But you know, Tom, when you come in with 5 Spectres, you don't want to be getting out with just 2.
Yeah, no, you kind of expect that to almost come home as a relatively clean round when you're 1 second to play with, but it's just Harvey at the back of the site that made that one incredibly costly. It means there's not going to be a lot to play with here, other than, of course, the bounds of utility that are available for XLG. I will say going into this map, something that does excite me is seeing also back on the duelist. I think over the last couple of days, that has been where he truly shines. Already some aggressive space taken, a bit of a shaky fight initially, and in fact Lysor has been able to bring this back. So I was going to say an even scenario, but eventually Patman caught him.
Yeah, with 2 pistols left to try to take these fights on such a big map as well, it's going to be hard to find any value. XLG, though, have Happy Way's utility covering off C. They've got a camera outside that's giving a ton of information. Very deep control. And a lot of utility sat on the B site, albeit without No Man. 2 of those sensors won't do anything. So really, all they have to worry about is the A site. All they have to worry about is Leo taking a fight. But tucked in this corner, there is the... No, they're going to check it. Of course they are. Autumn first around the corner, nicely done, and now planting the 3v1.
Happy Way. It now comes down to damage, and if he continues on this trajectory, they're going to get the information very early that he could be coming from behind. That's the problem. There is still the wall in play, and there you go, with it being tripped immediately. They know that they can take towards the spawn. Just look at Crystal. He's already walked all the way back around and is just watching in case he comes back through B. The rest of the players can just hold on to the cross. It becomes incredibly difficult. Now, the one good thing for Happy Bay is he's found a rifle. Has enough to buy into the next round, but also he can start to question, do I just want to hold on to this gun instead?
Well, exits would be very valuable for him, but stepping into Crystal's angle has one outcome, and one outcome only. 2-1. And look, again, this is the early half we expect. You win the pistol, you win the follow-up anti-eco, and now you come into this, the bonus, and lose it. It all goes as expected. When we talk about the defensive side for XLG, we know that in buy rounds, when the footing is even, they have a very good chance after what we saw up against NRG. So this round is really where I expect to see that turn around. You can see right away on the A site, they're going to try some aggression. Rarga's going to put that slow down, stopping G from taking space, but with a dash online, Autumn can still make it across. In fact, the Blast Pack's got Udaton there. The TP got Patman in. They are committing to this fight on GE's side. There's a lot more bodies than they might expect here, though.
This is the benefit of this comp, and already Udaton walking into angles has managed to find a couple. In fact, that's his third of the round already. Rarga, with a couple of low enemies, had a chance, but
there's flank coming in.
Yeah, they're both just waiting. They're almost just trying to bait. They're making sounds while not giving anything away, like maybe trying to get him to keep looking. Well, Crystal maybe just a little bit early on that one. But they can now just rotate back in the other direction. Rarga given slightly more of an opportunity. Actually, that's Rez.
Yeah, but look who's waiting around. Crystal hasn't fled the scene. Instead, he's still waiting on the A site. He'll find himself the close to the round, the second for GE, in the lead no longer in XLG's hands.
Solid round from Udaton as well.
Oh yeah.
Fight isolation, some of that individual brilliance that we saw especially in the series versus Leviathan. And they will now equal. That is an early pause. Lose 2 rounds and immediately going to be seeing a pause called by XLG. That is definitely a surprise. Of course, we know that this defense can be their coin-based win condition. Needing to sort of really put up rounds on this side. And I will say, the one thing I do like about this composition in terms of facing off against XLG is that elevation that you can take. Like, even if you go in towards the C site and maybe you have the Sage Wall, you have a load of stuff blocking you, 3 of the players can get through in some manner. 2 a little bit more easier than the rest. And I think that's why this kind of works, because you are basically going, what is the crux of this composition that is irritating? It's the fact that we can't take space. Okay, let's go into agents that can take that space. At a risk, a pretty big risk at times. But if you believe that you can win those individual fights, which I think if you look at Udaton, the way he played that round, he definitely believes he can. This now becomes a bit of a counter to what they're throwing out, and maybe that's enough. But avoid to go, okay, we need to change something now, otherwise if this happens 3 or 4 more rounds, we're already in a bad spot.
Yeah, I agree with you entirely. Seeing that pause out early is unusual. You won't see it a lot. Usually it means the game plan from top to bottom is not working and something drastic needs to change. For XLG, adjustments made, hopefully, but this will not be the round that, well, at least the majority of the time that we see the reward found for any of their labor. GF full rifles. They have ults to fall back on. Even if you can get one of those out of them, it could be a win. Seekers, perhaps, most likely, or the showstopper, but this should be an easy follow-up from GE and an opportunity to take the lead as they're up against just a couple of pistols. No shields across the board, making this weapon in Autumn's hand very, very dangerous indeed. But I like what XLG are doing, just sitting back and setting traps, waiting for GE to step into them.
Okay, well, Seekers are going to go out. That makes all of those positions nowhere near as valuable. This is the thing, you might look at that and go, hey, they got an ult out of them, but when they have as many as they do, you almost want to cycle them a little bit. Having all 5 online is almost a waste at times, and If it makes a round like this cleaner, helps you build those credits up, that holds a lot more value for the side of Global Esports than just having all of those ults for the next round.
Yeah, as much as you'd love to have Seekers to go into a site with the Showstopper, you also have the Skydog. Should help out. Just to find that information to point the rocket in the right direction. Lysor, last alive, and look, if they didn't already hear the bookie firing earlier, they certainly know what they're up against now, seeing that smoke bloom. But for Lysor, we can see his chances of getting any kills are fairly low. Going down to the spike is his play, and well, even if he goes towards spawn, he'll die to Udaton, who does have the Showstopper already. So giving him an orb is not the end of the world. A little bit of cash, and a third round for GE.
Well, that's kind of the funny thing is, like, I was looking at Autumn, like, almost tempted to go into that smoke. It's like, no, you have ult. Everybody other than Patman has ult, who needs one orb. There really isn't any value in you fighting this anymore. Let him keep the Bucky if he wants to. And while in the end, Udaton's position is enough. Lead taken by GE. But this really is looking like a swing round. 4 ultimates, well, almost online for both sides, but 4 already on the XLG side. Buy back up after the pause, which was where we saw the turnaround in the first half of the last map. And I wonder if they're going to maybe play a slightly more passive game, force their opponents to execute, but that's not quite as worrying when you have these ults online.
You're looking at No Man. Ability to get in there and just steal one of the other players. GE have already made noise on this C side, and you can see XLG
Chat हर्ष भाई मेरे को प्रेशराइज कर रहे हैं कि मैं कुछ बोलूं, बट मेरे को नहीं समझ आ रहा मैं क्या बोलूं, मेरे को प्रेशराइज हो रहा है chat.
GE is scaling up now towards this A site, less heavily defended. This is where the res is as well, so getting these picks early is going to make it much harder for XLG to ramp back into things. But the problem is that while they're creeping up here, it seemed for a moment like XLG had a perfect read. They haven't sent No Man this way, at least, but Leo is still standing by. 3 players on the A side. The fake on C better be good.
That Showstopper blind up initially, but that hasn't slowed him down. He might not get it with the Showstopper, but he has found it elsewhere. Raga's done well. Res, of course, available, but getting in for it is not going to be possible. And just to make sure that space is confirmed, we are going to see utilization. And actually just an aggressive peek out from Crystal. 1 player caught.
You will not kill my
Res used. And that puts the favor back for the defenders. Oh, the stun actually caught him. That was enough for a trade out. And now No Man brings it back into a 1 versus 1. But I don't know if he's ever seen Autumn in this corner. He almost walked past him just moments ago. The spike not planted for him, and that's why he doesn't check that way. It is a back and forth of sorts. A res used, and so much more. But it's GE still to come out on top.
Yeah, that's a really big blow to XLG. GE now sitting with a ton of credits. Outside of that, they've got the Blade Storm on Autumn, who I think is going to come in here with an Outlaw, and XLG put all their credits into that last one. They put ultimates into that last one. And even No Man showing up in a big way was not enough. XLG trailing by 2. The pause changed nothing. And GE have a chance to extend this even further. In fact, great net from No Man. I mean, they really didn't see that one coming. But for GE, this is their opportunity to push up to 5. And if it's clean, to build up an even bigger buffer of credits. XLG, it's sad, but in this round, they almost need to do damage.
Yeah, but then the other side of the coin is some of those ults that were expended in the last round can start to build back up. So either way, GE have got to be very happy. 4 rounds already versus what is normally an incredibly tough comp to play into on the defensive side. And you can't help but feel that that missed shot on the stunned up player made all the difference in the last round. Harvey somehow able to save himself. Even still, a bit cagey from GE. They know how important this is. Of course, a team that the talking point was that they never make playoffs. And that's regionally. We're talking about in Pacific. Now, they are a map away from making it elsewhere. And while thankfully Autumn was well aware of the potential of a close position.
The updraft in a small room does sometimes make it hard to hit. You flick up a little bit too high. I'm not even sure that's needed, Patman. I mean, he loved going for the TP plays last map. This time you're up against an Eco in a 5v3, and he's like, I'm going to go for the flank play, boys. Fair enough. He's got himself 2 kills for his trouble. Hopefully we don't see that backfire a little bit later on. The GE seem to be feeling confident, and the flawless round will certainly help.
Yeah, 5 rounds already. Normally you'd be looking at that and going, that doesn't feel like a death sentence, but 5 in a row versus a triple Senti defensive side comp. A lot of the time, if they get to start on this side, you don't really need the other side. They have shown stuff on the attack as well, but this is starting to feel a little bit detrimental. And that early pause kind of sold it that they wanted to stem the bleeding. It feels like, Mitch, this has to be the time that they stop it.
Yeah, this has to be where they restore order to this defensive side. An operator in play for Rarga. And so far, you even think back to the last full buy they had, they looked so good on the retake on A. With so many pickups, no man was on a tear. And it wasn't enough. GE get Patman into position, pushed up on A. He's looking to catch the rotations, and the rest of the team is looking to bait them. Seekers go out. Finding some info to work with, but this is all a ruse, and now it's time to go for Patman, but he's been spotted. The Prowler sees him. Now the element of surprise dissipates, and you won't get a free sight anymore. No, they are calling for rotations back. The op is coming into play. The Paranoia didn't land either, but Patman shifts focus towards the B site. That net is good. It's caught Udatan, but now he's got backup. They're playing the high-low. It's across the map for GE. They're fighting everywhere. It's going to be confusing for XLG as to where the hit's coming in, but it doesn't matter. They're finding all of the picks.
BY's done very well. I think he was the most likely to be isolated in that fight, but getting 2 picks from it. Still a sensor here, but all that's really going to do is give the game away. Leo's committed a little bit further.
Drop the spike, you win.
10 seconds left.
That's exactly what he's going to do. 8 seconds left. Patman, all he can really do is make this costly. A nice quick double, and well, there's Leo at the end to close out the round. XLG will find themselves a 3rd. And now we expect to see them build into this half a little.
Obviously, Leo's there in the end to close the round, but it's also before even the first shot is landed that he really earns his money in this one. The fact that he puts that Prowler out to check if someone's outside A reveals Patman, who otherwise would have had an easy lurk. Those players were starting to rotate. Rarga was running away from the A site. He would have had a 1v1 on a player that had no idea he was there, but Leo was curious, and the Prowler got them the early read on the play. Validated their concerns, and now a 3-5 scoreline. It's not pretty, but plenty of rounds left in this half to still shape up as a good one for the defense. Rarga's on the angle, and he will find that with ease. Even the wall just slowed them down on the tree play.
Yeah, making sure he can't be surrounded allows him to lock in on the angle. There has been a TP across already, but and the slows put into play. He knows exactly how to play around his utility, and even has support, although Noman does have to be a little bit careful. I definitely don't think he knows that Patman's already ahead of it. A chance maybe to just wrap around and find that kill, but there's the first, the second player behind the wall at least. Even still, that man advantage kept, and there's re-aggression coming out from Leo as well. Patman is just trying to do everything. Spots the player, knows that he's there, but his teammates are all falling like flies. We're watching a man play a masterful game of Ring Around a Rosie, but unfortunately his teammates aren't alive to help him out. Still an advantage here for XLG.
They'll at least get the plans. 2v3, someone needs to step out of the way, and with the Nightfall going in, it's going to be a difficult round. Shot landed on the Rarga, but he's still alive up top, not for long. Happy does well, the drop down not heard though. Here's a big swing from Happy Way, and he'll get there in the end. XLG, a 4th round locked in. And now we're starting to see this defensive side take shape.
It's very interesting because you go back and look at their games regionally. You'd think that maybe the 13-0 was 12 rounds on the defense. It was 12 rounds on the attack. But it's when they brought it here versus NRG where they struggled more on the attack side. So it's obviously imperative that they still throw in that solid half. But for GE, clearly feeling like the attack, especially when you look at the composition they're running with the double duelist, Coinbase win condition feels like more of an attack-sided half needed. Even still, though, in the lead. And it did make me worry a little bit with how much Patman was able to get away with in the last round, but a man that has definitely had some crazy individual performance. I think even regionally, not being one of their major highlights over on the side of GE is Yudotan. When it comes to this event, he's been fantastic. In fact, especially I think back to the game of Fracture, where it was him, I believe, versus Sato, and it was that 1v1 operator fight that was going back and forth on the entry, but we haven't seen that.
We won rounds. So I would need you to be statue, bro. Just please.
Oh, Rarga
for God's
on
sake,
XLG picking up that operator.
statue.
Found them a lot of success in the
No need
previous
to clap.
round. Opening
You
on
need to move
A,
around like a
slowed the play
monkey.
massively, got
Please
the
get your
rotates
shit
in.
together, Khelraay.
Even traded out in the end. For XLG, they're now 1 round behind. Picking up some momentum. With a few rounds left to go,
This is our round.
the lead could still be theirs at halftime. G's attack. Trying to avoid Rarga on A. They've walked into him on B, but this time they live to tell the tale.
Well, yeah, in fact, he was the one that took the majority of the damage. Immediate ult usage, not really a chance to respond. The nade almost finishing off Noman, but that will be Harvey. And he had the spike. Oh, that's really rough. That is a special delivery all the way to the C site. What do you even do?
They haven't realized. They haven't noticed just yet that the TP can be taken. Patman doesn't have ult online, and no one's hit tab to realize. Now they know. With the orb taken, that spike is not going to be there for long. It's stolen back, and GE walk into the A site wide open. For XLG, it's not a bad idea. Sure, they're going to concede a plant, and Lysor's very low. But the main thing is to avoid losing players in these early skirmishes. Play that retake together. And for now, at least, they've avoided any early flare from GE.
Yeah, but look at the ults. Showstopper for Yudotan could be a real spanner in the works. They'd love to have that Annihilation back online now. And he's just buying time. He's just holding it. He wants to try and deny them. It's a nice shot from Rarga. A man who was tagged earlier on, but he's still able to survive. The knives also not getting anything just yet, but there we go. Already a pickup. Crystal also on the other side of this has found another res. Utilized the up top position of Patman, gets nothing, and now all that remains is Crystal versus the whole team.
Nah, bro, I can't anymore. I can't anymore, bro. I can't anymore. I can't.
Wait! Like they have it, but just a little bit too slow. The spike will act as a Red Bull clutch.
I need to turn my volume up and hell, maybe they do as well. That's ridiculous.
Cool, but बस हो गया. जीत गए. हो गया.
Realization kicked in.
Winning, baby.
Doing
what a round! Mendak tag for the 100, Brian!
But a 6th round.
Draco mera bhai tag for the 40 rupees!
The funny thing guaranteed neck and neck at the half.
इतने सारे ult waste हुए इस round. By the way.
Two. What a freaking play, bro, to ult there!
Sometimes you'll look at that and go like,
घंटा समझ जाने की उसको एक और में ult है. That's crazy.
Not in this case. I'll apologize to you for saying he popped it a bit early. Earlier than I expected, but right on time.
वापिस लर्किंग हो रही है. A पे.
Looks like XLG putting a lot of stock towards this C hit. They've got the right read, but they don't know just how right they are.
We're making some C, I'm gonna end up on A. Like, op. No, this is bad.
Very passive utility.
This bad, bro.
When they take space, and I meant more so towards the C side after the plans, but
Real Swar.
Okay.
Well, in both cases,
oh, 3v5. Oh shit.
As well.
Got him.
That's where the Guardian really holds its value. A nice trade back.
गया ये राउंड शायद ही जीत पाएंगे दोस्तों. I guess मुझे वापस मुंह बंद करना पड़ेगा.
Good remove weaponry, but instead he's gone swinging, and he's found
Raga अकेला मार दिया.
the way he'd hope. Autumn.
Global pay
$1v3.
Body a skin leader.
ग्लोबल पे लगाना था, बढ़िया स्किल लेता. तेरी आवाज सुनने के लिए वेस्ट कर दिए. आप बेशरम सूर्यवंशी जी. थैंक यू फॉर द 450 रुपए.
Raga already watching on
Your
that
fault?
angle as well. Even making it on this cross is not going to be easy unless he
Yeah,
can hit the
Autumn
shot
is dead.
immediately onto Leo. and
Anti,
he cannot.
Autumn. Opera Raga.
Already back in position
Op
once
कौन
again.
करता है भाई
He's just
सीज?
gonna run
Nah,
through. Can
come
he make it
on.
through
Oh
before
my
his
god.
opponent
Wait.
stops him. Door needs to be broken. 10
अरे
seconds. He's
भाई
even hit.
50
I think that might have been
HP.
through the wall.
Yeah, it was.
Wall
He's
के
locked
through
it
दे
down
दिया.
to 54.
Nah,
That's
ये
gonna make
seas
this
भी
a
खा
damn
जाएगा.
sight easier.
There's no
To
seas,
slow
but
the
he got
power
blind.
even
He got
more
full
so.
blind.
Yeah, you're dead to rights. Really nice stuff from XLG now. We are seeing, again, what looked like domination to start this out after the second
At this
round.
point, work क्या करेगा
XLG
बड्डा?
slow down. G start to run away with it convincingly so in some of the rounds.
हर्ष भाई
हाँ.
It might have
जी.
been slow
हर्ष
to get on
भाई.
the board,
जी
but
भाई.
there's
प्लीज
no denying
प्लीज
them now. One
है ना
round
राउंड
left
के
in the
बीच
half.
में बोलना है ना आपको
XLG can
चिल्लाना है
still
ना तो
make this an even.
चिल्ला लीजिए
Yeah, it is starting to feel like Haven once again, where
बट राउंड स्टार्ट हो रहा है
Come
मत
out the ball
बोलिए
strong.
कुछ वो वर्क कर रहा था हमारे लिए
It's Raga's off, man. It's just
Please,
makes such
that's
a
the
difference.
only solution
It feels
I
like
can
every
find
round.
right
नहीं,
he's
घंटा,
either
घंटा, घंटा.
getting
देखो, देखो, ये round
information,
देखो, ये round
but
देखो.
not being punished.
तुम्हें मालूम मैच जब चालू हुआ ना तब मैं कंटिन्यू बड़बड़ कर रहा था और जीत रहे थे
got them
अपन.
a man advantage.
तो आई गेस
And
वो
then-
वापस आ
and you
सकता
can't
है.
push him after 'cause
Chat
he's using his
इसको
utility.
बोलो,
चैट तो मुंह बंद करने बोलेगी ब्रो, but I got my own
whatever he
powers.
can put into play. Last
Chat,
round of the half.
I need your
It's not the
help.
prettiest from GE either. Stingers for the most part. Of course, they can still take the weaponry away with that steel garden. And the ultimate's not built up on the other side. Leo is trying to
अबे
get himself a
माँ
little
3
bit
स्टिंगर
closer,
बाय
but
बंटा है.
unless he is getting a multi-frag, likelihood is that Nightfall will not be used.
Minute on the clock. And GE are
no
very
bullets
happy to
left.
sit and wait.
हाँ पूरा
That's
मैच
8
खाली कर
shots.
दे इस पे.
Yeah, we go to the classic.
नहीं
and
नहीं
that's
मार
it.
दे उससे और वो गन फेंक दे उनके मुंह पे.
Honestly, I think it would have broken just off of time with not that much.
ए यार अभी वो एंट्री लेगा.
We got one mag left for you to taunt.
He's baiting them in. He's baiting them in. And you know,
Bait
he has
लेता हूँ,
got two
bait लेता हूँ
players.
बंटा.
Seeker's about to be used. See, they're trying to put Lysor in and now looking to remove the weaponry, but
Bro,
obviously it
what?
does take a
वो
second or
उनके
two.
पीछे टीम. Okay,
Lysor's just gonna
CTTP
have to
किया.
run out of there, and I like the Thorns.
Oh.
The Thorns forced him to take a lot of damage on the way out.
5v5 on retake.
Dear sir,
Shield strip, but he's going to go and at least
Why
get
is
that
कहाँ जा
heal
रहा है
back from
अपना?
Varga.
Sir, I wanna
Again, we've
see
seen this
GG.
net before.
No,
This
no,
time
no,
he'll come
whoa,
very
no.
close. He will be
Oh, you got
caught. Not
one.
before he gets one. Not a bad trade.
1 for 1.
For the
3v3.
weaker weapons in this round.
Oh, look
Still
at that
trying to
lurk,
work,
bro.
but
He's
Batman
so
gets tagged. Doesn't
late.
even get the heal there. Steps into the smoke a little
No.
too early. And Varga shuts him down as well with the recovered rifle. A look for the fight on Javi. He's not seeing the angle, but now
Gun,
he
gun,
has.
Pasha, gun.
Slipping himself away to hopefully have that cover from Crystal, but the smoke up has blocked him out. He's got to be quick. They could be defusing for all he knows, but they've given the game away now. Still, no angle on the diffuser, and finally he will strike. The patience from Crystal, a flash still to work with, sees them defusing. He's got it.
Nice! Oh my god! What a freaking round!
Crystal. His teammates
Bro,
fought in
generational
a
rotation.
mass wraparound all the way through on that flank. And just impressive stuff individually
What
to
a
not
freaking
run at the
round,
end when
Chad.
you know that they could have been defusing, utilize that flash as well. That is just an intelligent player in the clutch.
Oh, a 2-round lead for GE, who
Shit.
are already up a map. This is definitely looking like XLG are in trouble.
I
think they found enough towards the end. that the
stinger
second
पे
half
round
isn't
निकाले.
exactly terrifying.
Oh, what a half.
For GE fans,
Oh,
though,
what a
this
half,
is exactly
Bantal,
the
what a
kind
half.
of performance that they wanted to see. And certainly, someone in the crowd is looking very happy today. Let's go over to an interview with Javi's mom.
This is
Mother.
Mary. She's Javi's mum, but also the
W
captain,
Mother.
I think, of the Global Esports Fan Club here in London. The funny thing is, Mary Vic, when your son said he wanted to be a pro gamer, at first you were not convinced.
No, not at all. Not at all. He was always in internet cafes playing. And so his friend said, you have to watch him play. He's really good. And when I watched him play, I'm like, oh my God, he is a professional player.
And now you get to see him play for the first time
Ayo.
in person in London. What's this been like for you?
It took 5 years for him to get here. And we all struggled. We all had sacrifices, but we supported him all the way.
So once you knew he could do this, you never stopped believing?
You betcha, yeah. Even his family, his siblings, his father, everyone, yeah.
And now it feels like your family has expanded, Mary Vic.
Woohoo! GE fighting all the way.
I wanted to ask you one question.
Fighting
Yesterday in the press conference, you asked the guys about their individual superpowers. What's the team superpower of global esports?
Oh my, I think a lot of it has to do with mentality, big time. Strong mentality. But you know, it's really the passion. If you don't have the passion, you're out. Yeah.
And are people here feeling passionate about global esports?
Seifu, thank you for the huge 100. Love you, bhai. G winning Seifu, mere bhai.
Side. Let's get into the second
Karthik Vada, thank you for the 40 rupees goatee round.
Well,
Indeed, bro, that was a goatee round.
In this series, pulling no punches and leading 7-5, a chance to make it all the way
Big
to
time
playoffs.
mentioned.
And all they have to do is take down XLG in one more half.
I
mentioned it throughout. A team that has
Brian Bhai ने 40 रुपए दिया लिखा है हर्ष बी क्वाइट भाई and if we win then 1000 super chat
XLG member
ASAP.
XLG being the
और अगर हारे
team that sent out Yudotan and No Man when they played on prior rosters as well. Even Autumn and Lysor have a connection with FPX, but only one of them can go marching on as they eliminated 2 other teams from their respective leagues. Only one of them makes it into the playoffs, and for GE, they are going to hope to try and do it in 2. But for XLG, regionally, that attack side was strong. But I do think they're going to want to get a pistol.
No Man's got to be careful. He's got the spike right now, and the flank coming in. It looks like the timing could be good to catch him. He's rounded the corner just in time. Instead, it's Leo. He's really thrown to the wolves there. XLG lose themselves their fade. They'll get the A site for this. Oh, maybe they won't. The wall's blocked out the spike. Again, No Man is isolated, is trapped, and he'll make it back to his buddies.
Yeah, there's been a few moments already that could have made this round incredibly spicy. Instead, it's Leo sacrificed a post plant, which is normally where this composition becomes so tough to break through. The wall already in position, and a flank already spotted. It may be a man advantage, but there aren't a massive amount of advantages for GE here.
No, this can very easily flip-flop in the other direction. He's got 3! Lysor tucked in the corner. And a lot more than he bargained for coming his way. What a round from Unitron. That's going to get GE up to 8.
That's just nightmare fuel for XLG. You want that boost into the half, and a guy runs around the corner. Multiple people trying to face him off tap, and he just absolutely destroys them. Quick enough to correct, but also a little bit disjointed from the other side. Not quite able to find those trades. Gives GE that little bit of a boost, and as I said, that is the last thing XLG wanted on their map choice, a map that regionally has been flawless over the last few months. There would be back-to-back defeats on it if they're unable to make a recovery. But fact is, recovery is not expected in this round.
They had the net land to start this out, but no one followed up, and Crystal now surrounded, finds himself in a bit more trouble. Excuse me. Crystal from further back, firing in those shots and making it out and buying a little bit of time. But XLG aren't looking to change the direction, at least from what we're seeing. A Skydog might change their mind. They know now rotates have happened. They know the C site's a little better defended. But you're either going to rotate into space that you've given up, or you're going to pump the brakes and just hope that GE start second-guessing themselves.
They're going to try and just walk it. Flash is going to let them know, but No Man's managed to win the fight. Crystal here, but the jump across is fantastic. They're playing this one well as a team, but they still have to deal with Yudotan again. Back-to-back triples at a minimum. And he's now waiting for his teammate to come in behind. Happaway still with a rifle, expecting something. I like the angle he's taking, but unfortunately left a little bit open. Another Yudotan round, a showstopper online. But the fact is that was still a little bit too close.
Yeah, the panic version of me was thinking, well, we have the showstopper. Maybe you just throw it in to win the round. But I think that
I guess we're winning now, chat.
Plan here. Let Autumn go.
I guess we're winning now, chat.
If he dies, then maybe we throw that showstopper in. But it wasn't needed. GE find themselves in 9th. It looks on the timeline like an easy one, but certainly anything but.
I see winning.
Panned out. Okay, XLG now come in with a full buy.
4-man push by GE on A.
Chances of making playoffs. They take a plummet real quick.
Rifle handed over to Harvey. Yudotan is just going to be playing with the showstopper this round, waiting for someone to make contact.
Numan! Numan bhai.
The stars align. They'll be put into play.
कोई बोनस राउंड है अपना ये. देखो बोनस राउंड है, बोनस राउंड 100% हार जाता है इंसान, ठीक है ना? तो इसका मेरे पे ब्लेम मत डालो. अगले राउंड अगर हारे तो मेरी गलती हो सकती है.
Feeling like the moment to build back into this game.
But ये राउंड तो एनी विच वेज हारने ही वाले, ठीक है?
They know what they're up against. There goes the showstopper. There goes a freebie.
Lucky kill, lucky kill.
And a weapon that can be picked up by Yudotan.
सी जा रहे, अकेला साइड है वहाँ पे.
Kill as well. Not only
Crystal
for the
Gaming
weapon,
YT.
but for that utility removed. XLG now, flank is open. They've got to go.
उसको लग रहा
The
wall है.
decision is towards the C side. Wall gone in. They can make it onto Crystal side a little bit quicker. That is
How does he
nice
know
shot, but the wall
that?
got in the way. XLG keep things even. With a plank
ये
coming
राउंड नहीं
through,
जीत
coming
रहे ना,
wary
ऐसे
of the
भी
spams,
छुप
but
जाओ ना.
That's not a
30 seconds
that's not a commonly spammed angle.
Planted.
Leo almost got a haircut.
This is still where things get so much tougher for GE. The post plant versus what is now a double senti. Still incredibly difficult. Yudotan is taking that initial space, but it's Raga to find the kill.
अरे माँ इसको देखो, अरे माँ इसको याद आ गई ली बंदी बैठी है.
Double tap through the smoke.
Numan lock
A little
in.
bit shaky from the showstopper. Is 4 players staying alive for XLG.
Nice,
That
nice,
is a good
Numan
way
bhai,
to break
nice.
back.
अभी बाय राउंड है, अभी बाय राउंड है यार. चुप बैठो यार चैट.
For XLG, if they can have a bit of a streak early on. That round is one they're expected to win, but that's what makes me feel a little bit better about XLG's chances. The vibe check over that side of the stage looking good. All smiles, all standing.
Autumn na bhai with you up going forward, going aggressive. अरे माँ no scope.
With the off. He's making it out. At least it seemed like he would.
Crystal died first.
Crystal gets shot in his place, and Autumn follows him to the spectator screen. That's one hell of a start for XLG, and yeah, I think you kind of have to save.
This is the problem. Like, you're running that double duelist. You're up against, as said, a composition that in the post plant is almost impossible. Just look at the utility on the map right now. There's a wall holding onto the cross. They've already put a sensor in the spawn, a second wall to block off with the barrier. There's no way back into the site as it is. So what you're going to see from GE is these aggressive starts. Like, we want to deny them having all of those players in the post plant. We want to deny them getting into the post plant in the first place. The problem is you get wrecked like that and you have no choice. There is no way that they're getting back in.
It does just look like a rare mistake from Crystal to step in. Gets unlucky that he spammed down, but of course it's an angle they're spamming when Autumn had been caught out the way that he did. Autumn overstaying his welcome in the smoke. Crystal going down ahead of his utility. What else can you do but save? I can tell you what else. You can throw your weapons away. You have 2 choices. One of them much better than the other. And a great net at the end.
just full trolling. He's having a good time.
Oh, why not?
Captain 3K got it in the last round, but now we look again to see if there's any sort of response. Of course, the problem for GE is that you get into that first proper buy round, you get slaughtered off rip. And in fact, that's a moment to take a pause. This is now both coaches in both halves that after losing 2 rounds has taken a timeout.
It is a very unusual look. And I do wonder if, you know, in this matchup in particular, being scrim buddies, you have a lot more learnings to draw from. You have a lot more tendencies to predict, to lean on.
They're talking to each other.
And I'll tell you what, Frost has got a lot to say. He is rattling it off. I think I'd get afraid every time I see him.
नुमान भाई आपके लिए कॉल है जी आपकी बंदी बोली है कि अभी के अभी उसको बाहर ले जाने जी आपके साथ ही जाना है उनको मैं तो बोलती शादी तोड़ देगी नहीं सीरियस थी क्या खत्म कर रही होगी अच्छा 2-0 ठीक है हाँ चलेगा जी बता रहा हूँ
Losing his mind in a timeout. That was just his commentary. of the game. But a 2-round gap between these two. For Global Esports, as you said, 3 players surviving, great. You at least have those 3 rifles. But alongside them, there won't be a lot. Autumn would love to have a Blade Storm here, but 3 away, that's not really a feasible goal. So for GE, even with those rifles, this will be a weak round, but let's see what they talked about in that timeout.
Seems like they're going to at least try and challenge, but a little bit of early control. Harvey with an off angle. One that should be expected. That cam, I don't believe, has given things away already. The utilization of the Annihilation. As Crystal's gone, and, well, Harvey tries to react. Yudatan has been a man of many moments. This would have to be one of the best of them. The full squad running down on him, and he had no support. Well, they left Patman as the sole defender of the other side of the map, and he is only just making it over here.
Last player standing.
Yeah, some credit's not in the best of positions. With Autumn being the last alive, maybe picking that rifle. Getting out could be the right play. Getting some damage in on top of it. For now, at least, he's just sat down in the spawn waiting, expecting someone to come pushing.
With the problem as well is a lot of what you can see with this XLG comp, and it's what I have seen when other teams have tried to run it, is a lot of the time you can need an ult to get you that entry. Like, I think we witnessed it in this round. The Annihilation takes a player away, pulls someone in, and it gives you an opener, and you can then react off that. And you see people try and react to that ultimate. So to be honest, the worst thing that Autumn can do is run in and give them an ultimate orb. You don't want them to have a Nightfall. You don't want them to have a res, because then you can't sacrifice someone and then they come right back again. So it's kind of an awkward spot where, yeah, the best thing I can do is die to the spike.
Raga's definitely having a much better time as well in terms of impact. Even here, all that utility, you had the Sky Flash, you had the nade go through on A main, he just walked past it. And him walking past it meant they were much quicker to actually fill in the space, because he was telling them, yeah, they naded, yeah, they flashed, but no one stepped forward. And if no one stepped forward, they're either playing passive or they've rotated and left this as a light side of the map. Early chance here for Autumn. Operator will be bought up. Odin in play for Crystal, playing towards the doors on A. But XLG have shifted their focus to this C site. They're looking at this Operator who's not got a very favorable angle with that smoke in the way, and the shot won't land for him either. But even just hearing that op seems to have made XLG reconsider.
Oh yeah, if you were going to run anything that you might have seen NRG do, I think it might be an Operator and an Odin. I think they might have been inspired in that case. The only problem is they would also then need, I think, Patman to drop like 34 kills like Kiko did to get them through the map.
He saw them there. They don't think he saw them, but that paranoia and nade is perfect. Unitom with a little jump peek, and XLG just didn't react as a result.
Look at the damage.
Happyway's almost dead, and they've lost a player.
Did Raga just heal himself?
I think so, Tom.
Because he's used the heal, and Happyway is top health. Yeah. Maybe just a reactionary decision, but
sorry, misclick.
Seemingly the wrong one.
30 seconds left.
Spam. Well, they've got to be so careful, but oh, maybe Raga was the right person. Now he has that res online. The swing through, a little bit risky from Yudatan. And now they get that res in play. It's going to leave Lifesaw a bit healthier, and caught out is Patman. It was starting so well for the side of GE. But now they are a man down again.
Happyway still on 12 HP, and now the Odin's starting to ring out, but he's backed out of the site. Those wall bangs won't even get close to him. And with an op on the other player, and the wall being triggered.
That's such good bait.
They're just going to go for the save. They're sensing too much danger here, and XLG grab themselves a 9th round as a result.
It's just immediately Crystal starts looking towards the A side going, oh, he's flanking us. They're still checking for all of these positions just because Leo just walked out and baited the wall. That's just a clever little piece. Maybe he was actually going to flank them until then, but what a recovery from XLG. That round started with an unbelievable amount of damage done off the back of the nade, and then from then onwards, GE just crumbled. Like, it was again, just players trying to be a hero in these moments. Like, a swing out of a smoke, then moments later, another swing out of a smoke. They are being caught out in isolated fights, and that's exactly what XLG want.
It was looking like we were getting towards the home stretch for Global Esports, like a 2-0 was on the horizon and growing closer by the second. But now, the shoe's on the other foot. Things have slowed down, and a 4-round streak has put XLG right back into this game. Right back into this series and right back into contention for playoffs. It's GE with a weak buy. Still the AWP, still the Odin, but the rest are with pistols, and they're isolated. Uniton stands no chance.
He was kind of meant to be the second layer to the operator. Unfortunately, he ended up being left alone. Immediate call to try and go back in the other direction, but Raga is still here. Plant seems guaranteed, and once again, once all of that utility goes down, that's at least a nice spam. Crystal, one of the few weapons, but are they now just going to opt to go back in the other direction again?
Well, looks like Plant down below is going to come through. Crystal trying to contain them, but won't find anything from that spot. No paranoia to work with to break back in. Patman has a gap in the wall, but they should know by now. He can possibly walk through, and now they most certainly do. Getting anything here should be tough. Patman's the only one that's risking his life. The rest of the squad is saving those weapons yet again. Not worth throwing at a round like this. And maybe if they found one more pick, maybe if something else had gone their way, they'd try. But instead, well, the question is, will they be allowed to save them? XLG are hunting them, at least in the case of Raga, but he will meet his demise.
They've got so many credits that it really does become irrelevant. And as said, with their ults being so impactful, think about the res in the prior round. I don't think he's going to care if he goes down, as long as he's getting those ultimate orbs. I also think this brings back an interesting conversation at the beginning of the veto, because obviously I'm not going to pretend to know these teams better than they know each other. They're scrim partners. They probably know each other better than anyone else. When I was trying to predict the veto, I thought the G would ban this map and risk playing Fracture. There was something about the Fracture of XLG that maybe they didn't want to play, or they thought they had a counter on this map. And from what we're seeing so far in this attack side, I'm starting to question if that's true.
Rounds and a lead for XLG. A showstopper online for GE, an investment. Full credits and an operator that's been saved for so many rounds, and now it has the early round impact. Now it lands that blow to XLG to put them a man behind. Their response is to scale up into C, and they will find this very free.
Yeah, they bait the wall. Crystal realizes that, yeah, I can opt to try and fight this alone, but once the utility comes in, it's going to be incredibly difficult. That's a little bit risky, though. Leo was trying to bait them in, and he succeeded. Obviously, they're not planting towards the waterfall because of the spams coming through on the other side, and even still, they just can't find a safe space. That will be the moment, though. No man with a decent shot. Showstopper now coming through, but it's Raga again! You said he's been having a standout game, but this really is a step up, an immediate headshot. Still, these fights becoming more and more awkward. A 2v2 down to just one.
मैं शांत नहीं बैठ रहा हूँ. ये क्या हग रही है टीम bro अपनी? Oh my God! Back to back 2 rounds, bro. How can we lose these?
That is a backbreaker round.
How can we lose these, bro?
They had the opening picks, they had the ults, they had the tags, they denied the.
दो जीते हुए rounds आ रहे अपन, literally 2 जीते हुए rounds.
Over eager, spamming with an Odin, 80 bullets through a smoke.
Bro, we had the advantage. इसके पिछले round में एक एक करके पीक किए. इस round में इतना mad advantage था, हम लोग फिर भी ऐसे मर रहे, bro.
This is a team that lost their way.
Nah.
And now we might go all the way to Breeze as a result for XLG. They find themselves again against weaknesses. GE have invested somewhat.
We don't have a good buy as well. Oh, never mind. We have a good buy.
The Blade Storm no
we have
longer
2 good
around.
ults.
This makes life so much easier for the attack side.
Oh, I like the aggressive push-up, though.
The
set strategies have not been working. Let's resort to just trying to punch them in the throat. A walk up, and they've got past you.
मेरी जान उड़ी.
There was an opportunity for more than that. Even still, man advantage held. Harvey not really with the weaponry to do too much here, and with the TP to the back of the site. A post-plant will ensue, but 2 of those Sentinels are gone. It's only going to be No Man's util this time.
Oh, Leo can run through on that dog, but he decides to go back, wary of more players. Wise move. Goes the C's. A little further than expected, perhaps GE now have their ult to go through. Weapons are going to be removed from the hands of XLG, and the push is about to come through. No man gets caught off. Leo ends up killing him with his own flash. Javi, that's a big mistake, and it's given a chance now. Rifle back online for XLG.
Bro, are you serious, guys?
12 rounds for XLG.
Bro, ये अपना गेम था.
Kicking themselves. They have.
He flashed him. Oh, are you serious? Oh भाई 3 rounds कैसे आ गए ये गंदा.
And they have thrown it to the wind.
One enemy.
This is looking like a
3 rounds आ गए अपन 3 rounds back.
Esports 7 rounds in a row. Each one that goes by feels more and more like the one that will finally break the streak. That one definitely the peak of it, but again back-to-back rounds where Lysor steps up. And now just one needed to take us to a third map. GE might look back at this and be kicking themselves. They could have had this. Instead, they walk into
Great,
the
bro,
blinder.
great. Oh my
3
god.
players gone. A 2v5 needed.
Breeze next है. Breeze पे अपन last time खेले थे अब गंदा आ रहे थे bro. Oh my god.
For GE, as you said.
Bro, ये game कैसे आ रहे chat?
It seems almost impossible for them to fight their way back into this one. It'll be devastating knowing. No, they're going to be slowed down even more.
जीते थे Breeze?
Potentially. Oh, they made it past. But knowing that this could have been,
कल ही जीते.
if not a closed game, a much closer one. And instead, look at what they're running into. Crystal, okay, that's a double and a chance to break his teammate out. It's not quite over just yet, but now it very much seems like it is. The time too far gone, the slow on the spike, and more than enough bodies to throw at this situation. It is 13-9. A resounding answer from XLG.
अच्छा गावात रे आई ग देवा. भाई गंदा थ्रो हुआ बंटा मजाक भी नहीं. कल ब्रीज 13-8 जीते थे अपन. XLG का ब्रीज कैसा है? पंत भाई थैंक यू ब्रो. उनका पिक है. दे आर वेल प्रिपेयर्ड विद द कॉम्प. ट्रू दैट. उनका कॉम्प या XLG मैप पे बहुत ज्यादा अच्छी है. ट्रू. थैंक यू फॉर द 200 पंत भाई. But bro, we almost won the game.
Prepared with the comp.
क्या स्कोर था यहाँ पे? नाइन 5 अप थे अपन. चैट हम लोग 9-5 अप थे. बंटाई तू बोलना क्यों चालू किया? बंटा मैं शांत बैठा था यार. जब शांत बैठा था 2 राउंड उन लोगों ने थ्रो किए चैट. मैं हाथी हारने लगे. निकाल इधर से. योगराज को निकालो सब लोग. मास रिपोर्ट योगराज. वी आर विनिंग कौन बोला? वी आर विनिंग बोला क्या कोई? They had 0 duelist and still won. Bro, they play this comp every single time without duelist. 3 sentinels. अच्छा खेले शायद. चलो XLG देखती है भाई ब्रीज पे कैसा खेलती है. टाइटन esports के साथ भाई कोई पहचान के साथ खेले गए लोग. EDG के अगेंस्ट लोग हारे. वन साइड हारे EDG के अगेंस्ट. चैट ग्रैंड फाइनल में ईडीजी के अगेंस्ट वन साइड हारे ये लोग और अपना ब्रीज तगड़ा है। लेट्स होप कि आज के दिन उनका तगड़ा हो सकता है। आज के दिन वो लोग भी बहुत ज्यादा मार सकते हैं आज, है ना? कुछ भी हो सकता है, मैच है, गेम है, किसी का हाथ मुड़ सकता है, जी में कुछ भी हो सकता है। तो जी भी हार सकती है शायद ये गेम, लेकिन ये लोग लास्ट टाइम गंदा हारे थे। G over hashtag G over confidence hashtag throw YouTube please thank you for the 40 rupees मेरे भाई। बट सही में बे अभी है ना वो लोग उसमें वो रूम में जाके वैसे ही सब बातें कर रहे रहेंगे बे कि कुछ तो लफड़ा शॉर्ट हो गया है भाई, शॉर्ट हो गया। ये क्लच भाई स्ट्रीम नहीं कर रहे क्या? बंद विद कर दिए क्या? क्लच भाई की स्ट्रीम चल दी क्या बे? Oh, his stream GG'd? क्लच भाई की स्ट्रीम चल दी क्या कि है जिंदा है? चल दी लगता है, बंटा है कुछ तो शॉर्ट हो गया क्लच भाई का। भाई जी जीतेगा, बोलो गणपति बप्पा मोरिया, गणपति बप्पा मोरिया। आई होप जीत जाए ब्रो। When she come over and do the makeover, yeah, can fully relate bro. Like my setup is legit the best because of her. हेलो,
आवाज आ रही है?
इधर हो
भाई, मेरा इंटरनेट चले गया पाशा।
ए यार,
अभी आया।
खाने इज हॉरेंडस।
नहीं, अरे मतलब मैं वापिस आया कुछ जाके, फिर डिस्कॉर्ड ही नहीं चल रहा था मेरा।
ओह ओके। तो तुमने ये मैच देखा अभी?
हाँ देखा, पूरा देखा।
बंटा यार, तीन राउंड वो कैसे थ्रो हुए देखे तुमने?
अपना मुंह बंद कर लो ना। हाँ साथ में जब से
भाई
तुमने बोलना
क्लच भाई,
चालू
नहीं
किया,
मैंने मुंह बंद रखा था भाई, मैंने मुंह बंद रखा। 3 राउंड थ्रो हुए भाई मेरे मुंह बंद करने से यार।
भाई तुम्हारा मुंह खुला 6-9 पे, मेरे को पता है अच्छे से।
नहीं खोला यार, मैं
खोला था मुंह में, प्रूफ हूँ क्लच भाई।
मेरी लाइव चल रही, मेरी लाइव क्यों नहीं चालू हो रही? मेरा लाइव स्ट्रीम कनेक्ट नहीं हो रहा। नहीं, हो गया
हो रहा है दिख रहा है तेरा लाइव।
हो गया दिख रहा है बेटा।
कैसा मुंह दिख रहा है देखो। YouTube please thank you for the 40 rupees. Okay, so G winning happy question mark. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram.
Okay, so Jay winning happy. Jai Shri Ram.
बंटा यार, ये क्या, ये स्मर्फ अकाउंट का ये मत डालो स्क्रीनशॉट भाई। लेकिन मजाक नहीं, वो जो 3 राउंड
बिना डुअलिस्ट के अटैक किए वो लोग।
अरे तो भाई अपने भाई वो सी पे देखो, वो राउंड मिल गया था क्रिस्टल, 2-3 मार दिया स्पैम में।
हाँ, उसके बाद देखो कैसे लाइसोर निकाला
नहीं, अपन एक करके पीक किए। रागा उसको मारा अपने उड़ो को, क्योंकि वो लेफ्ट राइट ढूंढे जा रहा है। बहुत बेकार राउंड हारे वे, बहुत बेकार। आई गेस वी आर विनिंग ये बोलने के बाद एक भी राउंड नहीं जीता, तो क्यों बोलते हो ये सब तुम लोग?
तूने बोला था, और उस राउंड मैंने बोला भी कि राउंड के बीच में मत बोलना, फिर भी तूने बोला था। उसके बाद तू रुका ही नहीं, तू बोलते ही गया।
क्योंकि हगे यार,
नहीं हग रहे थे, वो राउंड भी जीत गए थे। जब जिस राउंड तूने चिल्लाना स्टार्ट किया ना, वो राउंड भी जीत गए थे।
और तुमने 9-5 पे बोला था भाई, अब तो मेरे पास प्रूफ है बे।
अबे और हावी ने वो फ्लैश हेवन पे जो किया खुद को,
that was so your play bro, that was so you।
वो एक फ्लैश ने राउंड गवा दिया। भगवान है कहा रे तू। सेटअप देख रहा हूँ यार। ये ऊपर सीसीटीवी क्यों लगाया है? क्लच भाई स्टडी के हिसाब से, स्टैट्स के हिसाब से XLG का मैप डगमगाता हुआ है थोड़ा। ब्रीज
और अपना ब्रीज बहुत अच्छा है।
हाँ, बट वी हैवंट सीन द स्क्रिम्स दीज टू टीम्स हैव डन।
खेले ही नहीं है
या EDG के अगेंस्ट वन साइडेड हारे वो लोग।
क्या ईडीजी है भाई, ईडीजी चाइना के पप्पा हैं, इसलिए अपन उनको ये कर ही नहीं सकते। ब्रो हर्ष भाई, पर जी ने ब्रीज अच्छा निकाला है, जहां भी खेला अच्छा खेला है। ठीक है, एक पॉप ऑफ चाहिए अपन को कल वाले गेम जैसे।
Ayush does everything. Thank you for the 40 rupees on super chat. ESCG को shout out हर्ष भाई, G fighting. ESCG क्या है? ESCG को shout out. In short, you are the problem. Yo शिवम, ऐसा बोलोगे अभी? ऐसे बोलोगे? कल पूरा दिन मुंह बंद करके बैठा था, जी जीत गई, आज मैं प्रॉब्लम बन गया यार। ये क्या हेट्रेड है? What is this hatred? Thank you for the 5 euros, bro. Thank you so much. Yo, Shivam, thank you so much for all the donations, bhai. एक मैच क्या नहीं देखा, मैच हार गए। ओए याजो मत जा भाई, फिर देख विंगमैन पहन ले और मुंह बंद कर ले। अब चालू हो रहा है। विंगमैन नहीं पहन रहा मैं, विंगमैन नहीं पहन रहा।
Who the final playoffs qualified team is gonna be? Tom, Mitch, how you feeling?
Feeling like we might have a good game of Valorant on our hands. Breeze, look, it's been a back and forth affair on the first two maps, but it all comes down to this. Breeze will block off playoffs for one, send the other. Fight amongst the best in the world to face those teams that had the deeper seed, who've been watching and waiting for their moment to face off against squads like this. For GE and XLG, as we said, a hard-fought battle. Some factors coming online and offline. It's been up and down. This is what it all comes down to.
Oh yeah, compositional change, which sees the Phoenix come in instead of the Neon, but well, I was going to say the Jet as well, but never mind. That's already dissipated. A big part of their previous series was Autumn having a phenomenal game over on that chamber. And Yudotan being also a highlight, showing that Neon definitely can still. Bro, look at this position from Patman. Needs more than one and he gets it. In fact, the third about to come around the corner. The shock dart will do a little bit of tickle damage, but Yudotan is immediately there to drop the spike. A bit of an odd position from Leo on that lurk with the Sova, and he's going to get nothing. It will be a pistol round back onto the board. And I'll be honest with you, Mitch, after that last map, I actually think it's fairly important that G get on the board early.
Yeah, definitely. In general, I mean, unless I'm mistaken, thinking back to even their opening series, like this has been a factor throughout the entire tournament for them, that they go missing sometimes. They're a team that wins massive streaks of rounds, and then whether they get a little too loose or a little too tight, it's hard to tell, but the game plan needs to be switched up sometimes. For GE, a 1-0 start, as you said, the pistol going their way, Patman with a big play up close, so you're going to see a lot of risks taken by him, based on what we've seen from them so far on this stage. What they face off against now is just classics. Not even a single upgrade for XLG. The chances of even dropping a weapon on the other side looking very low. And add to that the fact that Patman, as we've seen, he's got to pick with the Sheriff. That is his primary weapon. So even one kill is not going to be enough to have any damage in for GE. But there's one kill.
Yeah, you know what? That went better than expected. There's only a pistol on the other side. Never mind. The fadeaway. The almost no-look headshot from Patman. Single player drop, but that rifle's been retrieved. And now G can go in with a fairly strong purchase into this next round.
He's got a lot of opportunities as well. For the first full buy, you should probably have the Viper's Pit online because of this 3K and I think it was a 2K in the pistol as well.
One enemy remains.
Indeed it was, so he's set up very nicely to now have that pit on 3 away from it in the early stages, although maybe you'd want to see it on normally a Jet with a Sage for the little bit of extra buffer. G, you're going to use 4 players on A early on. They're looking for a serious fight, and even after they see the first, they shouldn't expect it to be this stacked up. And there's the second aggression. Beautiful stuff from Crystal, who's walked out of there with 2. That's weapons on the ground to potentially be upgraded.
And on the other side of things, like maybe in a normal circumstance, Leo would look to try and hold on to that ground, but instead, him having the spike means he has to retreat. Early usage of the wall is what allowed them to gamble, but Harvey, after dropping down, went back up for a peek, and now because of that, they have lost all of that control.
Steps heard by Lysor, but he's not landed the shots. Luckily, he doesn't pay for it with his life. Udaton
Spike planted.
could be behind them a little quicker than expected. They're certainly clearing it, at least they were, but Leo's now looking elsewhere as the wall breaks. He's just walking in to fill that space. They'll come back to clear it though. Has to hit his shots from Udaton, and he will. Another player around that corner that he doesn't know about, but he's looking the right way for Lysor. And it looks like he's got all the pieces of the puzzle. 3 players left alive for GE. It's a very successful follow-up.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, that seemed like better positioning and a read on the scenario than if someone had just used a Cypher ult. Like, he was just looking exactly where his opponents were standing in every single moment. Solid round from Udaton, and considering that was, of course, a bonus round where a lot of it was Bulldogs, that is a huge round to take early on. Again, a hot streak for GE in the early rounds. And for the other side of things, well, I initially saw Lysor invest into a rifle, but it's not going to be as much of a gamble. Pistols and a stinger to come into this round.
With so many times we've seen GE, it feels like fall off a cliff face in terms of that momentum. You want to see them keep putting rounds on the board. I feel like XLG have a chance to fight back almost at any time, especially after what we saw in the last map. This round shouldn't be one. There's a lot of weaknesses for XLG, as you'd expect. Losing that 3rd round is a death sentence for your economy. Don't go for the grouped up full sight hits that we so often see. It looked like they're trying to check how GE are playing that early mid position, looking for aggression out of the double doors, and perhaps it was the second they heard that Sage wall up, they realized, yeah, they're not fighting for this space. We're gonna have to hit a sight hit. That means running into a lot of dangers.
Couple of missed shots, and well, not for No Man. Able to get one. Harvey on the backside, he's taking so much damage. They've traded incredibly well, and does Udaton risk it? Does he risk it? He does, but just gets out of there with one. Not an overface. Hammond's got to be careful, the fallback. I believe that shot dart did a lot of damage. It did, an assist onto Leo. Even still, position of Happyway is not going to be checked, and because of that, he now has a rifle from Patman. Puts it into a 2v2 that, if anything, is favored at this point.
And now it certainly is! Varga with both barrels as deadly as the last. It's 3-1 for XLG. You know, you talk about that ability to fight their way back, to get back into the game, how important it is for GE to streak those rounds. Well, you see it here. It's a MasterCard Thrifty that gives the first round to the attacking side. And again, think back to how GE lost the last map. I think having these interruptive rounds is only going to hit them harder because of how this series has gone.
I was a little bit surprised almost to see Raga going back over to that Phoenix. It's not been the greatest of agents, but if he starts hitting shots like that, starts getting closer towards that running back a little bit earlier, I think they're going to be very happy indeed. Udaton already about to challenge into a multitude of players. Autumn with the trade, and Mont now pinged up. They know exactly where Harvey is. A lot of what he needs to do is just try and avoid the angle of Raga for a second or two more, and that's exactly what he does. A swing back around, but then he's open to the wall. Isolation of those players going well for XLG, and in fact, Patman's being caught again, the last man standing.
Spike planted.
He's got a weapon you like, but a weapon he'd like to save even more.
Yeah, I definitely don't like his chances here. Great flash as well, put through the trade at a minimum for XLG. That's what they were looking for. China's number 2 certainly not giving up on that playoff spot. And 1 round behind, facing into a very light bite from GE. They should be at least putting this equal early on. And the other thing I'll say is, early signs, Tom, seems like Happyway might have Patman's number. A lot of those rotations, that's 2 rounds in a row, that he sat there waiting for him and catches a freebie.
Yeah, I think Patman's going to have to maybe start taking a slightly safer route. Those flanks has not been paying off, and I think something that almost needs to be talked about now is, in terms of regional strength, there's been a lot of talk about Pacific, their depth in teams. If GE lose this game, it will just be Paper X. They'll be the only one left, a good one to have left. And while XLG certainly looking to try and make that storyline become a reality already, down to just 2 players remaining. The Patman, I think, holding on to the gun holds so much more value, but Happy Way again is going to be the one to catch him. He's trying to hold into middle. And now for Harvey, of course, in this case, only having a Guardian, the kill holds more value, and there you go. Ultimate online, he'll fall. They'll be able to buy into the next round.
We got to see a pause soon from GE. XLG are picking up too much momentum, and like I said, thinking about how the last one ended, I just counted it and I still can't remember. It was like 8 rounds in a row or something ridiculous from XLG. And in so many of those rounds, think about one of the last ones, 5 versus 3 for GE. One player runs in, dies. Second player runs in, dies with a showstopper. And all of a sudden it's equal footing. It feels like at times GE are a victim of their own snowball. They're being rolled over by an avalanche on XLG, and halting that momentum is being too difficult of a task so far. No timeout, they run right into this. XLG fighting for the lead, the team being taken by Lysor, and they had no idea! It's huge for Lysor, but Patman, this time, needs a little bit more than just the one. The site has fallen and the plant seems undeniable.
Yudatan has done well, though.
It's down to 30 HP.
At least winning a fight. Turning it into an even scenario, but these retakes, even when even, haven't been successful. Rez will give them the advantage, but it's also burning time off the clock while they wait for it. Nice shot from Autumn, but he's now low as well. His post plant needs to be some shots connected by Leo. He's got Raga alongside him, but now Leo is all that remains. He knows that at least for that moment there wasn't anybody on it. Can he see the arm? He can. Shockdart needs to connect. It needs to be perfect, but it's the shots instead. But Yudatan again, the hero of the round for GE, will be there to close.
The man was 30 HP. He got a heal and ends up on 25. That is a narrow margin, but GE, a win is a win at this stage. Yudatan having to do so much work, though. It can't be relied on. Yes, he's had games where he is doing this every single round, but we've seen what happens when he slows down. He's currently sat 9-3 in a game that they're only winning by 1 round. If he slows down, XLG run away with this.
Well, you can see the confidence as well. Like Lysor, while that Hunter's Fury's going off, full TPing behind them. Like, he was great on the last map towards the end, and it seems like he's brought that into this one. Viper's Pit on one side, stack up of players on the other. Heal immediately going to be needed because the spam almost gets rid of Yudatan. Of course, this has become a double operator setup. One obviously held, the other in the form of the Tour de Force. It gives a lot of angles that attack side have to be careful entering, but it's Yudatan instead who's going to be the one moving forward. There's nobody covering this, but he's not quite able to get the kill.
It's a nice return by Crystal. It's Happy Way down. Maybe Patman can push the spawn this round. But he's got his pit up, so it's certainly not a likely play.
For the love of God, no.
I wouldn't be surprised, though. And XLG, again, we've seen this many times. You lose that initial fight, pump the brakes, wait for over-rotations, and if they don't happen, well, you're going to have to push right into it, aren't you? Here we go. The run it back put into play. They have to get through the slow, and Yudatan's already punished them, but hello! It's an awkward fight! No man gets nothing for his trouble. Yudatan's there with another. And GE now, after slowing down, after letting XLG in, a 4 versus 2, now a 3 versus 2. As numbers start to slip, you get spooked as Happy falls. You get scared, and now I'm terrified. It's only Autumn. 1 versus 2, a tour de force, but not a snowball's chance in hell.
How do they lose that? Genuinely, it's madness. The XLG are coming out of these rounds. I think the first kill comes with Yudatan just stepping into a Molotov, and then they just peek one by one. If there isn't a pause here, I almost will start to wonder if the GE coaching staff have just given up, because that is crazy that round ended up slipping away from them.
Still no pause? Okay.
Maybe he's broken the button.
On we go, I suppose. GE now forced down to pistols. Maybe they'll even save the pause for the full buy. See what they decide to do with this one. Early aggression, wall put up. Happy Way doesn't seem too aware of the possibility of someone up on top. Didn't seem spooked by it, but now he certainly is. The thing is, in this round for GE, like, yeah, they've got a couple of Sheriffs. They've got the Headhunter as well. They've got a Bandit. Everybody's capable of taking a decent fight. Not a favorable one, but a decent one. But the problem is, the numbers for XLG, once they go to push and pull the map, they can take so many fights on this map that are ranged, and you're not winning those, even if you trade headshots. That, on the other hand, is just close enough.
Oh. We've said it already. The one guy who has been on, the one guy who has been hitting is Yudatan. Picking this round already. Weapon retrieved, but this is the problem. They seem very aware of where the danger is in terms of re-aggression.
They're B-splitting, though. They're B-splitting. That means they're going to bring the spike to Yudatan. It's 2 kills. It's a tough task in the flash. Oh, it should seal the deal! What a nice try, though.
Yeah, the fact that he hits the instant shot, it was committing to playing his life. The remaining 2 players don't have much to play with. The Headhunter is definitely the biggest threat, but the second we've seen XLG in these sort of post plants, it has been so incredibly difficult for their opponents to get back in. Again, Leo has a shock dart. They have a snake bite as well. They just have post plant utility that is going to make things incredibly difficult. A lead seemingly almost guaranteed unless Autumn can hit some very fast shots, and he's not going to be able to. Happy Way in a deep position once again. It's a bit of a costly round for XLG, but with the streak still going, I don't think they'll mind.
Not at all. And there it is, the timeout finally coming in from GE. This is ahead of a very important buy round. You lose here, and XLG guarantee themselves, more or less, they would only be on 6 for the astute counters amongst you, but they would be facing into a light buy. And a good chance to at least win the half, to guarantee the lead. Now, then you add to that XLG, if they get out of this round without using the Viper's Pit with the Hunter's Fury, their chances of winning this round, if they do commit those, go up a little bit more. And for GE, this has to be an airtight plan coming into this round.
Thank you for the 40, bro.
XLG have safety net after safety net.
XLG fighting.
Looking at the Coinbase win condition, I think it might have just been rattled off by Frost in the coaching booth. I think it's not so much round 9, it's the round before. They had an insane advantage. Just by giving those individual there are shooters on the side. For sure. All the best, bhai. London now. I want to say map and a half. He really came alive towards the end of the last one. 5 of the last 6 now going the way of XLG. They could continue this streak further. We've already seen it in the last map.
The problem is that round 8, like you said,
XLG did well, bro.
That everything fell apart. That was the round where GE had the advantages, and it's almost unforgivable for me because I think they lost Lotus as a result of the exact same round. It was 5v3. They threw ults at it. They threw themselves at it, but they went one at a time. And that wasn't the only round towards the end that they did that. It was the most egregious because of how it unfolded. For GE, same mistakes being made.
Tagged.
XLG happy to punish them. Now they move towards the A site in a crucial round with a Viper's Pit for the post plant.
Passive position now from Patman. Had to fall back just in case. Seems like Life at least considering that he could be in this corner. And timing not the best for him, but Patman unable to capitalize. Now he has to move.
Mela.
Has his number once again.
Mela.
The spam perfect, and he's still dealing death from above. Taking the lead in the kills department. And while there's plenty more going their way in this round for Autumn, he just wants to save, but Lysor is taking over. A pause taken into a buy round, and XLG are flawless.
On the upside, they use their pit. On the downside, they still have the Hunter's Fury. They're close to a run it back. They've got a massive economical advantage, almost guaranteed lead at the halftime. And Lysor looks like his confidence level has shattered through the roof.
Akhilesh, thank you for the 10 on Google Pay,
It's
bhai.
devastating. It's a 2-round gap. It doesn't seem that big of a deal, but 6 out of the last 7 rounds there for XLG. GE were 3-0 up facing an eco. It should have been an easy 4-0 start. Instead, they've stalled out at that number after taking a while to get there. And look at XLG's plan. GE are on an eco. We're going to sit in spawn. And eventually, they'll use their util. Eventually, they might even push us. And then we can just take the round.
Eco round, bro. 7th on the board, bro. 8-4. बहुत tough है comeback करने यार.
Which would give the game away. Drone also been heard. Autumn, this is risky, but it needs to be, and that's a really nice shot. Can he get away? That's the real question. All being revealed.
Avi ult किया.
Hunter's
oh
Fury
no, attacker's
being
ult.
expended at the same time, creating some disparity. And Lysor is genuinely the best player right now by a margin, but the man to challenge him, Yudotan. Those two have been going back and forth in terms of individual brilliance. Nice shot from Happyway, though.
Bro!
And with Autumn so desperately low, 5 health, he needs to be immediate with his reaction times. Patman yet to find any sort of weapon. Still just
गन नहीं है बैटमैन के लिए आसपास. Oh, okay, never mind. उसने वैंडल ले लिया. उसने reload करके sound भी दे दिया.
So desperately close. In fact, he won't be. It leaves Patman now with a gun in hand, but still 2 players to find, and even utility being expended. They're trying to hit him with the shock darts while vulnerable.
Oh, come on.
All he could really hope for is to create some space, but he will not
Brother,
be able
don't
to.
show this hell mentality. Be proud and happy in each round. Haare to bhi Masters poche first time. Good progress for this org and team. Panbhai, thank you for the 200, bro.
Came through today after a breakthrough up against Full Sense. Looked like that might have given them the confidence to carry forward while XLG struggled.
Thank you for the
against
200.
a team that they know all too well. It felt like today there were 2 different power levels stepping into the server, and maybe there were. At the start, it felt favored to GE, but now the winds of change in full effect. 1 round left in the half. Here on Breeze, XLG have a chance to lead 8-4. And the chance for playoffs looking better than ever.
Bit of spam damage.
It's the worst player to spam, though. A Phoenix who has an ult.
Yeah.
He's going to come right back into that game.
For XLG, the conversation after their victory yesterday was, can they beat anybody other than their own regional rival? Or will they now just bomb straight out of the tournament? And they're looking to really start asking some questions of some teams. Of course, those upper seeds get to choose who they face, and I'm starting to wonder if people won't want to choose them. At times, they're unorthodox, their composition's risky, but they're the ones that make it work. And speaking of risky,
they're hitting every
just
shot
look at this
now.
man play. Finally, Patman will put him in the dirt, but there's a second layer every single
They're hitting
time.
every shot now, bro.
And for Harvey, oh, that one should be free. It almost isn't. 36 health, but he'll get a heal.
1 from Arez.
But look at the position of Raga. Why would you expect him to be here?
The reveal coming from main as well. You're fully locked in on that position. He should cast an eye in this direction, but no. Too focused on main. It will be 8-4. The team who started slow in this series woke up on map 2 and now have a dominant lead in the 3rd. XLG seem to be playoffs bound.
Oh, yeah. No, after being 3-0 down, it's crazy the way that they've brought this back, but we need to find out if they can close it after the break.
Come on, boys!
बटा ये लोग EDG से 1 साइड हारे थे. ये लोग एक भी बार अच्छा जीते नहीं है ब्रीज पे, एंड ब्रीज अपना मैप है. ये हाफ में we need to get some shit together, bro. ये अपना one of the strongest मैप है और उन लोग का इस पे एग्जिस्टेंस नहीं दिख रहा है, एंड वो लोग अपने अगेंस्ट जीत रहे. bro, we need to lock in, we need to talk shit together, bhai. Come on.
Okay, let's see his reaction
Come on,
to that.
bro.
He's here.
Whoa.
Jen here with Yudotan of GE. Yudotan, what do you think are the win conditions for GE and XLG?
I think whoever win first map gonna win the match. 2-0, I think.
Oh, so it's gonna be 2-0 either way.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 2-0, bro. शी यार भाई जी जो गेम हारी है उसमें like हर एक गेम में चांस था कि 2-0 हो जाता.
No, save it for the final. But here we are, 8-4 XLG. Honestly, I am flabbergasted by the performance they've had. 3-0
परेशान मत हो भाई लोग, परेशान मत हो भाइयों, परेशान मत
They come out 8-4
I started, bro.
complete control. Lysor seems to have hit another power level entirely.
I won't
he
stop.
is raining down hell upon global esports. You now
keep speaking.
Have a big
Come on.
resurgence needed in this final map.
Come on, last half, give it your every single thing. अंदर का जितना भी है सब निकाल के लगा दो माँ कसम. Come on, chat, come on.
For the players to watch. Autumn had a decent start to this game, but it
Come
does
on.
just feel like the wind has been taken out of their sails, and XLG are sailing strong with the wind at their back. A pistol round almost feels like it seals
सब
it.
निकाल के लगाओ, सब
But even
सब
still,
कुछ, सब कुछ.
considering once it just
सब
feels like the
कुछ.
second
Come on,
XLG
उड़ी
win
भाई,
around, they're just going to win
उड़ी भाई,
five.
उड़ी
Like,
मारो.
there needs to be
यार
something
भगाओ.
that brings up the GE players. Otherwise, they will be joining full sets. And that plane back to Pacific.
So अकेला देख रहा है इधर.
Well, this is it.
के हाथ में recon.
Carries so much weight.
Heavy
It is essential
है.
for GE to find this one.
अकेला on site एक yellow.
XLG.
Get the yellow guy, get the.
Closer to play.
नहीं नहीं. Okay, 1-for-1. 1-for-1. Nice wall, Pasha.
Be ready to strike in mid, finds another, but he's
Flank
now
आ गया. भाग.
surrounded, and he makes it out. The door is allowing him to slip back to the squad with a man advantage.
ये रागा मारेगा, रागा को बिठाओ, रागा को बिठाओ, रागा को बिठाओ.
With so many players back towards main, this corner position from Yudotan might not even.
वो तब से येलो पे बटा है और रागा बैठ गया, रागा बैठ गया बनता है.
This man expected a 2-0.
ये थ्रो नहीं बस, ये थ्रो नहीं.
It might have been.
ये थ्रो नहीं, double peak.
Goes for a little ball.
Oh, एक मरा.
At this stage, of course.
Okay, लो हो गया वो.
The clock.
Autumn is low. By time. 1v1.
Still though, they're losing a lot of members all at once. He almost needs to get this done now. Harvey will keep it in their favor. A much needed
what a close round. What a close round.
GE.
Rounds around.
You want to be winning by 8 HP, but look, a win is a win. And
Rounds
for
around.
GE, a much needed one indeed. Again, this is where they have found the vast majority of their rounds in the first
ये क्या
half.
agent pick है and
3-0
why?
start.
What do you mean ये क्या agent pick है and
It
why?
feels like at any point XLG can bounce back.
Like with the 40 crabber by, but
in the first half, let alone the fourth round. But
what is different in this comp?
It's going to be in the back of your mind as GE here. Yes, you win the pistol.
कल नहीं बोले आपने ये क्या comp है?
Every little helps from this point forward. XLG actually, I mean, Autumn is in a ton of trouble. All 5 players are here. There's a paranoia ready. He can TP back, but even then, they should be on him.
He's the one player you kind of don't mind being in too much trouble, though. Maybe other than Patman, because the second he
Oh my God, pull up हो गया Autumn पे, जमा हो गया Autumn, जमा हो गया भाई सारे B से आ रहे, जाओ 5 जने.
And that's exactly what they're.
अब ये लोग mid से fast कर रहे हैं.
Okay.
Batman की fielding लगा रहे हैं अब ये लोग.
Let's quickly rotate together all 5 players.
ये flash पे 50 भी.
Now
Oh, look at that.
Sacrificial lamb would be Patman. Only with a pistol.
Batman की ear भग गई. Batman, oh jagga what Batman.
If he's about to see half the team go through, well, he's taken 3 for
He got 3.
Fair play.
He got 3. And Autumn is dead.
Going well for Autumn, that's for sure. But all they really lose is a ghost and a marshal. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah, not going too well for Autumn indeed. 5 and 12 on the chamber. It's a bit of a shaky map for him. Maybe things could change, although you'd expect it on the defense to be where those numbers can be put up. XLG did a great job of avoiding it. Oftentimes, it's just ripping his head off.
To be fair to Autumn, when they played in the last map, he was very good in the attack. I remember him jumping into angles with the operator, even versus Primi, and he was able to win those fights. I think it's just a confidence thing. He's been having such a rough game that he needs to break back in.
GE.
Engine side
break into the A side quite quickly. This is the full buy from XLG. Ops on the other side of the map.
Okay.
Tag up.
उड़ोदान को सिर्फ बेट के लिए फेंके उधर.
It's risky, it's spooky, is now the opposite.
अबे माँ ऑफ पे बी पे पर भर दिएगा नुमान भर दिया सब भर दिए नुमान अब तक जिंदा क्यों है? Are you serious? और क्रिस्टल को भी लो कर दिया वो. Bro, what?
Crystal's life.
क्रिस्टल बंटा है, दो मार दे कैसे तो बंटा है, दो मार. हाँ नाइफ से मारो एक दूसरे को, नाइफ से मारो पूरे गेम में.
4 players surviving as well. That's a big money maker round and no man's on his feet.
For those who don't know, there's a running joke with him that he always gets a 3K. And look at this, the amount of damage he does to the final player.
Leaves him on 5 HP.
It's crazy. It's genuinely like it's written in the stars. Oh, you know, 4K was taken anyway. Texture's had that title for quite a while, but if he wants to claim the 3K, it genuinely seems like it's written in the stars. His operator taking over, and now in the right place at the right time again. Of course, that was a bonus round for GE. But with the weapons they had, they might have hoped to do a little bit more damage. The operator seemed to maybe blindside them a little bit that it came in so early. It won't again. They're definitely going to know it's here.
Now it's on Autumn to find this space. They've sent the drone to A. It's a weak fake. It hasn't pulled rotations for XLG. It hasn't made them panic. They still have first contact on Happy Way for the right side push. Rarga on the angle as well. The double swing will come in just moments after. And Snakebite lands, but well, this is, first of all, Snakebite's a little deep. Autumn can't get back out of there. Patman's on the wrap around and he's been spotted, but with Happy Way down, it feels like a lot of the danger for GE is already gone, and mere seconds later,
beautiful catch by
every other piece falls too.
That was a great round from Autumn. As said, like, he's been having some real struggles, but to go swinging in onto that B site, win the opening fight, and then play through the Poison Orb and find the second, that could breathe some life into the team. Just a small timing on it. And then while Patman finally getting a little bit revenge, catching players on the rotation after being caught throughout the majority of that first half. Again, and another solid start for the side of GE. Can this turn into a victory, or is it going to be the same as the last couple of maps where XLG find their momentum and then the map is theirs?
Well, it seems like XLG's plan this round is to leave that A main hit alone, let them take the space, and instead fight back into mid. Paranoia was being primed by Lysor, but, well, no one's there. GE decide on the slowest play possible, really, from Patman, the man who comes into this round with the Viper's pick. You'd expect him to be with the pack, and instead he sits behind lurking. Now wall goes down. Granted, it's only to cover his cross back through, but he is instead just containing the space behind them. Everyone on site can be content that their back is secure, and that allows them to fight forward with great confidence.
Yeah, important to have him as that backstab. It was something that you mentioned, that he was getting caught on the other side often by Happy Way, and now he's been able to do the same to him. And I think that was what it was about. Like, you have to bear in mind, these teams play each other regularly in their scrims, and so to outmaneuver someone, you're going to have to be smarter. They're going to know some of your tendencies. So playing much deeper, playing off-site with a Viper's Pit, it's a little bit obscure, but it's worked out wonderfully for GE. One round behind. The weaponry going to be much more of an issue in this one for XLG. As whether or not... There you go. Like, it's such an off angle. And if there's more than one player, he's almost definitely dead to rights, but that just feels like a hard read on what his opponents were going to do.
The worrying thing here, as XLG call a timeout, is, again, drawing the comparison of how so many GE maps have gone early success, and then they completely teeter out. We just saw it 3 rounds in a row to start the first half, and then they got one from that point onwards. Now, 4 out of 5 rounds have gone their way. They won the rounds they should, 1 and 2. They won, they lose the third, as you'd expect on your bonus, and they fall right back into things. Now put XLG down to an eco. And I would say the next round is where XLG can fight back, but then I think of the last map, and it was the eco where they bounced back into things, where they completely shattered GE.
Yeah, something that has as well been a coin-based win condition has been Havoya. Go back to the first map. I think it was 5 rounds in a row. He takes a pause. I think maybe they get one more, and then they streak the rounds back. He has been someone to sort of get them back in check, to spot if things are going wrong. And he's done it early as well. Like, even go back to the last map. It was after they lost 2 rounds. Immediately, he was like, I know I need to take a pause in this moment. And he's found that moment once again. Of course, it's not going into a buy round, but they do have some interesting pieces on the table. A rifle for No Man. A Hunter's Fury. And even a couple of ults, just one away. Okay.
It is definitely a round that GE want to be cautious in. And I say GE, but I don't say Patman. He's been taking risks, even in these rounds. You can go back to Lotus, and go back to Haven. We saw it as well, some TPs up against the Ecos as well. But his reward is huge. He's gotten himself double doors control. He's pulled the rest of the squad back towards this A site. The Molly's going to slow them down for a moment. The paranoia, though, this could be deadly from Lysor. He's gotten around that wall, but he won't have enough ammo to finish off the kill. And in fact, it takes a while for Raga, but in goes the Hunter's Fury. It was aimed at Javi, but he survives, and because of that, gets himself a res. Puts this into a 4v2, and again, it was definitely a bump in the road, but it looks like they've weathered the storm.
There's a good chance as well that Patman's position is not going to be expected. It doesn't matter, though. No Man will win the fight, but with Happy Weight still just down to the classic. A wraparound even coming in from behind if he was to get anything. And it seems like the goal is maybe to just try and retrieve the rifle, but that's easier said than done. 9-9. GE's fight back continues as they will level up and get themselves onto the same score. However, this is where the pause was for. And honestly, this got a little bit dangerous. I think if it wasn't for Javi having just the reactions to put himself up on the wall, he's probably dead. And then that Hunter's Fury might have eliminated half of their team.
Well, honestly, if the Hunter's Fury is tucked in a little bit behind that corner, I think he gets the kill onto Javi as well. That would have stopped the res from coming in. Never mind the man advantage. They would have been neck and neck, and XLG would have had a chance to get some rifles. It is worrying with how things have gone before, but as you said, the pause was for this round. XLG come into the previous, and they do a pretty good job in the brawls. This flash, oh, it's not a pretty flash. It hasn't made it around the corner. Ult's gonna be popped though, and a chance for Raga going in through the wall of Udaton. And he has sent the entire attacking side out of A main. They have no space elsewhere on the map either, and the trap's gonna be broken. And I think even worse, they think Lysor's there. They must have heard the TP. Thank God they were spamming it.
Look at some of the control, though, in the defenders' positions. They've got deep presence towards B. They've got deep presence towards mid. They're definitely not playing afraid at this stage of the map, even after losing a streak of rounds. And by the looks of it, Raga thought, well, you know, the last flash was so good, I'm going to attempt this one again. 40 seconds up and coming on the clock, and a lot of this feels like Patman is a huge part of this one. They might be looking to try and hunt him down.
30 seconds left.
The fact that he avoided the fight, he thinks that they've just left him as an unaccounted for factor, but Patman back turn to Happy Way. It's an easy pickup now. The push out to site under heavy threat. 15 seconds, the plant needs to be found fairly soon, and there's more than enough players here to cover every angle. No Man with 2. No 3K this time, but a flawless round for XLG is just as good.
Man, every time we see the Voya take a pause, there's impact. Every single time. The trap setup to start it off with the run it back. The aggression into mid just to wait for Patman. He has been annoying. They have been caught by him multiple times, so they don't flank through the spawn. They just hold their positions. Much more patient. And even No Man just waiting in case they were to go back to B. But once they had the information, cross through, they hold that ground. And they punish Global Esports. Of course, though, Global Esports have been getting a lot of round streak together. Plenty of economy to buy into this one. Tour de Force even going to help out a little more. And Mitch, they've got the ults.
Exactly at the safety nets. Maybe needed. It's double digits for XLG. They'd left B decently open, but the rotate back in from Happy Way. Now one away from a Viper's Pit as well. The drones almost perfectly in sync coming out from both sides, but that mid space that was just cleared by XLG, they don't know that Patman is they do know, they very much do know that Patman is flying under the radar. He is being caught for free, and now man advantage for XLG.
I genuinely wonder if that was part of the pause hunt to try and find that man. The spam's doing so much damage. Autumn was waiting for the right moment and it never quite came. Already that overdrive is going to be pulled into play, but you have to bear in mind it ticks away pretty quickly. Bladestorm also thrown in, a lot of ultimates into the round, but Crystal's late position is going to help out a little bit, losing teammates on the other side. He has to try and expend that Hunter's Fury, and he will be able to do some damage, a lot of damage. In fact, Shockdart might just clear it instead. He's found the teammate, and there is Crystal again! Another Red Bull clutch to add to the collection.
Oh, this guy came to London in the zone. I don't know what they're putting in Crystal's coffee, but this guy, a Red Bull clutch found here, and it's certainly not the first big round we've seen from him. Again, every series has had a map where he is by far the best player. But outside of that, in every map, he's had these rounds, he's had these moments. And that keeps us even. That keeps GE in with a chance. The Viper's Pit right away from Happy Way towards this B site. But there's 3 players looking to fight A main on XLG. Meanwhile, the wrap is coming around. GE have got a ton of space. Patman's been picked off right away. You can see XLG are wary of this Leo, though, caught with his bow and arrow out. It's not a favorable fight. The spam good from Lysor to at least trade it back. And it looks like the rest of the team is so far behind. But at least a trade from Autumn will keep this competitive.
Spike spotted in middle, and because No Man's gone down, it's an immediate response from, well, both sides of the map. Happy Way falls out of his pit, knows he could be surrounded, and the other players have then got aggressive in towards A main. Now, it does mean that there's a pretty hefty opening on the B side. It looks like their decision is to just try and play this one as a retake, use that man advantage in their favor. But it's very slow from GE. They are expecting there to be someone implemented. There has been all the way through the map. Whenever they rotate, there is someone in an aggressive position. And this is one of the first times that there isn't.
Yeah, in fact, Happy Way gave up the Viper's Pit. He dropped it and then just fell back to the spawn. He's covering off this mid push, making sure no one comes through there. And if you know they haven't come that way and they're not in A main, it's pretty easy to guess where they might be. The only problem is a chamber trip still behind. The smoke, though, going to cover it off. Half covering. They're able to sneak their way past. This is huge for Lysor, but he won't catch the plant. And now Autumn, he's looking back. He's worried about the window. No, in fact, he's worried that they've done exactly this, that they've made it past his trap, but the bait is beautiful. Rarga drew his eye and has left Crystal in need of another gigantic play. That spray looked good. Lysor's alive on 5 HP, but Crystal might still have done enough. Despite, though, being defused as we speak, the man with 5 health, the man who survived the battle with Crystal just moments ago, sticks it right around the corner. 11 for XLG. And that's gotta hurt. That's gotta sting. It looked like Lysor was dead to rights.
Well, this is the problem. Go back to the last map when the streak continued. Who was there? Lysor. Look in this map. 24 and 14. There's been impact players throughout, but he has been the guy. And if they are to make it into the playoff stage, well, I know who will be getting the majority of the thanks. There's no doubt about that. GE will call their second pause. It was a very close round again. But that doesn't mean too much now. They'll invest into this one. Both teams are going to have their economy on the brink. In fact, this might be the difference between XLG closing this in regulation and a potential overtime.
Oh, that's the end of the timeout. GE. No more chances to touch base with the coaching staff unless XLG give them one. It's a one-round lead for the defensive side, and GE come in here with a mixed buy. It's going to be 4 rifles. It's going to be a Viper's Pit. But Yudotan, the man top of the scoreboard, it looked like he was going to play with a stinger. Thank God. He's gotten a drop. He's got himself a Phantom. Back in the driver's seat, you would hope, for GE. Or this will be an event that they will be quick to forget.
A few sleepless nights might disagree with you with how some of these rounds have gone, but it's both teams on the edge of making it to playoffs or making it onto the next flight home. Run it back. Available, happy waits, just gonna catch Yudotan. He tries to be a hero and instead has gone down immediately. The judge still up close, still causing issues. The trade-out should be there, but he's still got a teammate to play with.
Over.
Crystal, though, has got 2 in a second. It would have to be an ace.
It's done, bro.
3 players were still on the other side of the map. They maybe thought
it's
that
done,
those 2
chat.
could do some damage, but
they don't have a good buy next
won
round.
The round alone.
It's done.
Chance to make this to 12 for XLG. Started this series down a map, needing the reverse sweep. And Crystal has been the man that's caused
greatest
so
run.
many headaches for them. But look how patient they are. Where GE were in the lead on Lotus and they made some individual mistakes. They were a little ambitious in the fights they took. Well, it's a different story from XLG. They took in, they played together, and they win together 12-10. 2 chances for XLG to eliminate Global Esports. 2 chances for XLG to make it to playoffs.
We're down on the previous map and needed a mass streak of rounds, which they got. They've been down in this second half as well, with GE again seemingly finding that momentum, but
मैं तो ये मैप में हूँ भी नहीं, मैं तो अभी भी लोटस में हुआ है.
The game turns on its head and now the pressure is all on Global Esports. It looked like they came into this game as the favorites, eliminating Full Sense on their journey while XLG took down DRG. And now it all comes down to this happy way. Well,
are you seeing?
And he's taken out 3! That might just be the end. Crystal alongside Autumn, who's already down to 10. He's already gone. And now Crystal with the most impossible clutch of the lot to keep Global Esports in the tournament. They know exactly where he is. Revealed, blinded, spammed, and eliminated. It is XLG that go marching on to the playoffs. And GE will be heading home.
So many would have said that XLG's destiny was a flight in a few days. But destiny only binds you if you let it. They came to this event underestimated, but that time may be behind them. Lysor, 25-14. They dug deep. And now a deep run could be in their future, making waves on the international stage. And
GG's.
It's super impressive.
What a run.
Global Esports.
What a run.
Hard, there's no doubt about it. They had to go back versus their country.
Unexpected run.
And then they had to fight their
and अपन बहुत कुछ expect किया अपने team से. Because they were capable enough, भाई.
A lot of love for the
they
guys
were capable enough. We saw them almost winning Lotus, भाई.
There is still only one that can go marching on. And this time, the victor was
भाई क्या heavy mistakes हुए भाई Lotus में.
Impressive display.
It is what it is.
And I'll be honest,
hope they learn from their hope they learn from their
all the way through
mistakes.
The game. And that has led them to a short break, the day off, and then they're right back to fight again in the playoffs.
They've certainly earned that rest. Down on that stage, as I said, many would have questioned how far XLG could make it.
GG's.
But it seems that story hasn't hit the end of the run just
और अभी
yet.
चैट में क्या चल रहा है कि भाई बिना फ्लैश वाला कॉम्प लिया, ये कॉम्प लिया, वो कॉम्प लिया, क्या पहले दिन खेल रहे क्या ये कॉम्प से भाई? अब वो तो सिर्फ देखते, वो लोग जिंदगी पर खेलते आए भाई। वो लोग स्क्रिम्स में खेलते, यहाँ पे खेलने से पहले वो लोग ऐसे ही उठ के नहीं खेलते। कल भी यही कॉम्प खेला था सिंगल स्मोकर के साथ।
A day to remember and plenty of highlight players that performed massively.
It is crazy, bhai. It is crazy.
Going home tonight happy.
The better team won today, bhai. The better team won today.
More work to do. It is the beginning, but for now, let's close out the day with the Verizon.
Draw show होने वाला है अभी.
And Leo.
We're surrounded by some very happy and satisfied XLG fans, but we've got to talk to Leo before he can go and meet them. Leo, first of all, what was your reaction to knowing you were going to be playing against Global Esports, given that you scrim against them so much?
第一个问题想问到的就是当时你知道了
आपस में लोग दुनिया भर के स्क्रिम्स विम्स करते हैं यार।
有很多次
शी भाई
你的反应是什么样的？
我感觉就是可以。
All good, champs qualify की तैयारी शुरू, bro. On a serious note, पंत भाई, thank you for the 40. But अगर अपन qualify करते तो अपन एक deep run जरूर बनाते.
This game as usual because we scream a lot, so we just like take this game as a scream.
And Leo, tell me how you guys managed that comeback.
And we have seen, bro, कि एक सीजन अगर कोई अच्छा खेलता है, एक स्टेज कोई अच्छा खेलता है, not necessarily वो लोग next stage अच्छा खेलेंगे. फॉर्म अप डाउन होते रहता है, कॉम स्विच होते रहते हैं, मैप रोटेशंस होते हैं. There are so many things. So this was our big chance. Let's hope we try to do something similar.
I feel like Happyway's performance is really brutal for us because after we plant the spike in the seaside, we just knew that we can win.
Congratulations, you did win, Leo. You made it to the playoffs.
Yeah, bro.
You go and celebrate with your incredible XLG fans. They've been chanting for you guys all afternoon. We'll see you on Friday, potentially, maybe Saturday. Thank you so much. I say Friday.
Chat पे गुस्सा करके कुछ मतलब नहीं है भाइयों. जो हेट कर रहे हैं, जो कुछ भी आड़ा तिरछा लिख रहे हैं, उन लोग के ऊपर हेट करके, मतलब उन लोग का चैट रीड करके अपने को ही ये लगेगा कि अरे क्या चमन झिंगा इंसान है. तो इग्नोर ही करे. Let's move on forward. Let's hope for the best in the next season. I mean next stage. Let's hope for the best in champs.
Autumn coach of EDG. We've got Alex of
This was the last Masters, by the way, for our team.
And this is quite simple, isn't it, Nick? You've just got to put your hands in the balls and find out which coach gets to pick first.
Hey everybody, yep, this draw is as simple as it gets, so I will simply pick a ball. That coach will come up and
Our
pick
chat
their
can be
opponent,
so
and then
hate.
we will
G
add them
gave
to the
us more
bracket.
than
We
enough
will be
in
doing that
tourney.
sequential
Who
order,
expected
so the
we
first pick will go
have
here,
gone Masters
second
in
pick will
Pacific
go
G
here, and so on.
was losers.
And
Now
then
they are Masters.
after that,
Exactly.
we'll
कोई expect नहीं
determine
किया
the
कि वो
final
लोग इतना
schedule,
आगे
and
जाएंगे. हम
we
लोग
will
हमेशा last finish करते थे. And by big up सुरुषि भाई यार, उन्होंने फिर भी believe रख के ये squad खड़ा किया है भाई. ये ऐसा रोस्टर बनाया भाई कि जो हम लोगों को पहली बार बताया कि अपनी टीम जब मास्टर्स में होती है तो कैसा फील होता है. Big ups to them, bro.
I like how you're pretending to think hard about this. You already know who you want. Go on.
XLG.
It's our last recruited playoff team. XLG.
Boo.
Any thoughts as to why? Why have you just chosen the team that's still celebrating down there, Josh?
Honestly, I feel like we have a good matchup. I know the coach, I know the players very well, and I feel like it'll be a good game for us. You know.
Just a little bit of friendly banter. Nick, hands in the balls, please.
आप बेशरम G2 तुम्हारी टीम ने क्या कैसी टीम सिलेक्ट की है?
To the microphone, please.
अबे भाई वो
Nick,
बदला
crack
लेंगे
it.
ना भाई का.
EDG.
भाई हर्ष भाई तुम सोच रहे हो नसीब कैसा था?
Autumn
अगर अभी G
stroking the
क्वालिफाई होती
chin.
तो G2 G लेती यार.
Coaches are making things dramatic. They know. Show it to the audience. Autumn has picked foot.
Yo!
Any reason?
Looking fun.
Looking fun! We love it. That's what we're here to have, guys. Fun.
Soap versus
Nick,
Kang
you're
Kang.
here to do something very serious. Hands
Boy,
in the bowl,
Paper X vitality
please.
legi Paper X.
There we go. Nick well and truly milks that moment. I don't blame
Never
him.
mind, they're
Paper
picking
X.
left.
All right then, Alex, come on.
American Destroyer,
This
Paper
side.
X.
I like Neil's
Raj bhai, tum 10 second आगे हो क्या? टट्टी!
Come on.
Live.
Hey, let it down. Alex, did you
Paper
just
versus
pretend
Lev.
that the audience chose that for you?
Oh, regional matchup hai.
What's that? Say
I'm trying to see which one's louder.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's going to be a banging matchup. I can't wait to see the aggression. In
Oh,
that
Heretics
particular
versus
one.
Vitality?
And Nilsy,
But is
no,
that
wait.
possible?
No. Nick has to crack your name first.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, those are the rules.
My bad, my bad.
Come on, Nick. Oh, what are the chances?
क्या ये
final?
क्या ये possible होता है मतलब?
हाँ possible होता है इसमें regional allowed रहता है.
Oh, what do you know, guys? It's another regional matchup. But it had to happen given that there are 3 EMEA teams in the playoffs. Neil, does this surprise you?
No,
3
honestly,
EMEA
I kind
teams.
of expected not to get
भाई
a
3
chance to
EMEA की
win.
team से बे.
Yeah.
Yep. Chat kick पे stream करने वाले अभी exclamation kick in the stream. Exclamation kick in the chat. Kick पे stream continue कर रहे हैं अभी. पता नहीं देखते हैं बातचीत कर रहे.
अभी देखना G2 और Paper X ना ऊपर नीचे वाले ब्रैकेट पे आएगी और वापस G2 और Paper X जीत के G2 वर्सेस Paper X होगा. G2 हार जाएगी Paper X से, फिर G2 लोअर ब्रैकेट हार जाएगी, Paper X चैंपियन.
I'm not listening to what this guy is yapping. बीटे हो रहा है यार इधर. भाई इमेजिन अपन कल का गेम जीते, ऐसा गेम जो इतना डेंजर था यार. कल का गेम जीते और हम लोग लिटरली फुट और एनआरजी को डॉज किए.
कुछ कर रहे हो?
हाउ? एक पे आ रहा हूं, थोड़ी देर में बात करने दो जरा.
अभी खुद ही आप
We had the most positive, we had the most easiest opponent, chat, and we still it is what it is. Antis, GG's. BTS हो गया है भाई, BTS हो गया. Why people hating G? They played really well, they choked at the end, but anti. ये GE नहीं CE चोक ई स्पोर्ट्स ये लिख रहा है. अरे बेशरम, इतने आगे आई कब थी तेरी टीम? चोक ई स्पोर्ट्स लिख रहा है. YG लास्ट मास्टर, क्योंकि इसके बाद तो चैंपियंस होगा और अगले साल से मास्टर्स नहीं होने वाला, वो कप समथिंग होने वाला है, VCT कप. तो या ना ब्रो, इट हर्ट्स अ लॉट. I mean, yeah, it does. But not after how we threw those 3 rounds, bro. अगर वन साइड हारती ना जी तो दर्द होता, लेकिन ऐसा आ रही है ना तो ऐसा लगा है अबे यार ठीक है, दिख गए गलतियां क्यों हारी, ऐसा हो गया है. तो अभी दर्द है लेकिन इतना नहीं है. चलो कूल चैट, आ जाओ किक पे आ जाओ, मैं लिंक दे रहा हूँ. वी आर लाइव हियर, वी आर टॉकिंग हियर, आ जाओ. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग चैट. इज जी आउट? यस, जी इज आउट. कल वॉच पार्टी नहीं है, परसों से चालू होगी किक ऑफ की स्ट्रीम्स. सी यू गाइस ऑन किक.